Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. I am your androgynous android game show host from the Future Caster, and this is the Neoncaster Twitch channel. Happy UK Black History Month to all 1,010 viewers out there. Hello, welcome. I talked a little bit with Twitch about getting this front page slot, and I don't think I necessarily thought about the literal optics of that until after we went live. I genuinely have never had this many people look at my content at once, but I hope you are all ready for some fabulous dice rolling and storytelling. In fact, since there are so many of you, I should probably go and introduce myself. I am a tabletop RPG designer, streamer, voice actor, VTuber, and general internet ne'er-do-well. On this channel, we not only play tabletop RPGs, but also video games that use tabletop elements in them, retro classics, and just generally some VTubing nonsense. But I have some delightful real-world people with me this evening to go and celebrate this auspicious occasion. Two delightful actual play actors and wonderful people who I love very dearly. Let me go and introduce them left to right as you can see them on your screen. First of all, please everybody give a warm welcome to Biggest Beaz.
Wow, I heard that and I was looking at Tyler like, go ahead, say something. And then it clicked. I was like, oh, hey,
no one's ever called me Big Beaz.
What is up, everyone? I am Big Beaz, your happy, helpful harbinger of hype. I am here today to have a wonderful blast on this game. I'm so excited, and thank you for having me, Nathan. This is so good.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll get into how I know both of you in a second, but what do you do? Where can people find you, first of all?
Oh, yes, you can find me on my Twitch channel. I'm taking a break right now because work is insane, but I hope to be going back to that soon. You can find me on my Twitch channel at big_Beaz, B-E-A-Z, and anywhere else on the internet at biggest_Beaz. I am a variety streamer, voice actor, TTRPG content creator, pixel artist, game designer. I do a whole speedrunner. I do a whole bunch of stuff.
You do a bunch of fabulous stuff, for sure.
Yeah, feel free to add me, and I will retweet almost anything that my wonderful friends post out there, because that's how you get more, exposure.
Absolutely. And also we have not only a delightful person, a delightful tabletop RPG performer, but a co-worker of mine on the Campaign Skyjacks podcast. Please, everybody, give a warm welcome to Tyler A. Davis. Hello, Tyler.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Davis, writer, director, performer, out here in LA doing the thing. Co-star with Nathan over on the One Shot podcast. I play Johnnet Kessler, who can see the future. Yeah, we out here doing it, man. Ready to play some games. I literally just got hit up about some work stuff as the stream just started, but we're gonna make it work.
Absolutely. People in the chat, OMG, Tyler Davis, what a treat. Absolutely. Why is stream chat not appearing? Give me a second to make sure that is actually manifesting for people, because that should be there. Sorry. But yes, goodness. I am genuinely so lucky to both know and play pretty regularly with both of these fabulous people. The reason why this is coming together is because previously they have been on, obviously Tyler is a regular feature on the Campaign Skyjacks podcast, but Beaz has also featured recently on our most recent arc, the Acheron arc, and the energy that they had as players with each other was just so absolutely astounding. I was like, I need to run something that features both of these fantastic talents on stream. Let me just go and test to make sure that, there we go, that's working. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll go and cover this now. So while we are in the middle of storytelling, unfortunately, I will not be able to respond to chat. We like to go and stay in the moment to kind of keep the storytelling going. But we do keep an eye on chat in general. Because we are a front page stream today, there are bigger chat limitations than there are otherwise. I'm sure you are all delightful, gorgeous people. But, you know, sometimes there are some stream monsters out there, and we've got to make sure that everyone remains safe, happy, and healthy. So if you are unable to chat at the moment, I apologize. We are not normally so restricted. But yes, do feel free, players, to go and comment on goings-on, respond to people in the chat if you want to. Absolutely. I love and encourage that. Is there anything else that I need to say to get out of the way? I also need to go and make sure that y'all know where you can go get this game and follow us all on Twitter. Wandering Spark is a tabletop RPG that I designed. As I said in my intro, I do design tabletop RPGs from time to time. This one, very specifically, is inspired by the kind of like journeying vignette style anime that the director Shinichiro Watanabe is really famous for. So if you've ever watched Samurai Champloo, if you've ever watched Cowboy Bebop, Carol and Tuesday, that kind of energy. That kind of energy, drifting from location to location, getting up to hijinks, getting just a little bit wistful about the things that you are searching for, all to a very funky soundtrack is what is exactly this game is about. If you want to go and check out the game for yourself, it is only $5 on sixofspades.itch.io. You can go click that link in the doobly-doo in chat to go check it out. If you do check it out, I would be incredibly grateful. If you do run it, please tell me. I'm always delighted to know about other people's adventures in the games that I write. Ooh. That's a lot of intro. I normally don't give this level of detail of an intro, but we are being observed by more people today. So without further ado, shall we go cut to some game screen? Hey. Right, we have our two characters. And in fact, how should we do this? Shall we do some scene setting and then let you introduce your characters?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good. Okay. Let's get this vibe going then. Getting some jams. Hopefully Roll20 will corroborate with me. Nice. We find ourselves in the depths of space. Here, and current circumstances and current year, space travel between planets is all but a trivial matter. After all, when it comes to big business, seeing new sights and experiencing new things, getting off-world is what all true hot-blooded humans have desired. But with that level of experimentation having already achieved, space in some ways has already become mundane. In fact, the spaceship we currently find ourselves on, a gigantic, both industrial and inhabited spaceship called the Altitude Accord, ferrying a large number of goods and people between star systems, we see a very ordinary day. In the kind of drab, smooth, modern, but very beige, endless corridors of the Accord, we see a man hard at work on an engineering fault. On a ship as large as this, there's always going to be something not quite going to plan. But hey, that's what we pay you for. But who is you? Who is the engineer we see before us today?
Well, you see a gentleman is, I want to say just right on the cusp of middle age. Still, black don't crack. So he looks anywhere between mid-20s to mid-40s. He could pass for any of that. So he's just catch him in the right light on a day, whether he got sleep or he didn't sleep, and his age will vary depending on that. Right now he's got his hat on, turn around backwards, got a little puff coming out of afro. He's hard at work, got grease all over his face. You'll see, I mean, it just looks, there is no clean part of him right now, because when he gets into things, he gets into things. So he does not stop to like wipe off on a towel. He has a little towel on his belt, and that's the last thing really that gets used. He's sitting there with his big old massive utility belt on. He has most of his tools, because who needs to carry around a toolbox and then fiddle with the toolbox, and then when you can grab your most useful tools, crawl into a pipe, fix stuff, get back out, bada bing bada boom, everything's fine. It's all about efficiency. So he's just got, he's nothing special, nothing flamboyant, nothing fancy, nothing ostentatious, just regular work shirt, like just kind of like best thing I can think of is like space denim.
Ooh, I like sturdy. That space denim.
Yeah, just something sturdy. And he's got that on, both. Got his sleeves rolled up, got that for his shirt and his pants, and obviously has those steel-toed work boots. And that's pretty much it. He's just sitting around. You see him. He kind of stays to himself. Every time anyone with rank walks by, he nods and smiles. But other than that, you'll always find him under, over, or inside of some component on the ship.
And you mentioned efficiency is the name of the game for you, and that is why you've managed to establish yourself so well upon the altitude accord. After all, the owners of the ship, Hancock Interplanetary, are incredibly demanding of efficiency. So demanding of efficiency that in recent cycles, they've decided that they needed to do something new, something fresh with the onboard labor. Automate it, synthesize it, make it funky. And unfortunately, rounding the corner of this beige corridor is your your engineering assistant, who has been assigned to you against your will, LKR.
It's not my assistant.
Yeah, it's your assistant. Kind of your assistant. He's always around.
He's here
always helping.
I know what he's here for. He's here to replace me. I know that.
The paperwork, the very politely worded email that was sent to your comlink maybe about 2 weeks ago now, was very much, this is somebody who is going to be assisting you in your endeavors to raise your efficiency to new heights, and depending on how things go, the number of hours they have will increase, and the numbers of hours that you have will, we'll see.
I read that, and I opened it in like 4 windows, and then like closed each one out angrily, because that's just as much as I can do to like, that's as close as I can get to balling up a piece of paper, picking it up, balling it up again as I can get. So that's what I just angrily closed all those windows.
He Control-Alt-deleted it.
Yeah.
And why don't we describe what LKR looks like?
Yeah, so wheeling their way very efficiently down the hallway is Locker, LKR. Locker is a utility overall, like prep handy bot around the ship, equipped with the latest in fabrication technology. He has a sort of fabricator like built into his arms, able to like print out 3D print parts that you may need on the job, which makes him very efficient and like really good. Like everybody really enjoys having LKR. It is a true, a boon to production on the on the ship, because really it's just like part of their job to be always improving the ship, always trying to do it better, which he's very, very, very good at doing. So sort of humanoid bipedal, with the added little bonus of aftermarket. They installed a better way for LKR to get around the ship, and of course that comes in the form of wheels in your heels. So he's essentially got his pair of Heelys that he's wheeling around. So you got a very big boxy robot coming to check up on you, because it's about that time for the normal status updates.
Yeah. Your present task, as assigned by Jennifer, this wing of the building's handler, has been that the air conditioning system within this part of the Accord, there seems to be both a temperature and a humidity issue. Hair has been frizzing out of control.
Oh no, that is a level 1 priority. We cannot have people frizzing out, and so Locker has been dispatched and normally assigned to Theo, but is definitely coming to check up on this because it's of the utmost importance. Locker unit here to Locker unit here to assist in any way, shape, and or form.
Well, I don't need you to assist. Thank you. You can go now. I've already fixed the issue. Everything will be fine.
Locker does not move.
You can go. Shoo.
Locker
get
does not shoo.
Oh my God.
Shall I inspect the air conditioning unit?
You don't need to inspect it. Look, feel the AC. Oh shit. Well, never mind.
Locker like sidesteps and then like tries to wheel around Theo to try and get to the AC unit and do some like scans.
It was just a collector coil. I fixed it, replaced it with another one I had. It'll be fine.
Scan complete. Collector coil is in disrepair. Fabricating new
Collector coil
constructor. And so I think Locker kind of puts his two fingers, his middle and his pointer finger together, and there's a bright light and like a and in his other hand he makes contact with his own hand and uses that as like a print bed, and he starts like printing out the part that I think probably Theo just placed in there.
and mine wasn't perfect. It was, it was definitely worn, but it wasn't broken. So he was like, "Nah, this will be fine. This is gonna work. This is gonna give you a good like 6 months out of it."
The current lifespan of the installed part is 4 weeks. Probability of breaking down again, 92%.
Oh, I mean, probably in a month, maybe 2 months. Yeah, that's got about at least 6 weeks. At least 6 weeks. By then, we'll hit another starport. I can grab another piece. And
probability of breaking down, 98.2%.
You keep on, and the probability of you breaking down is going to be a lot higher.
You turn on, with the new part installed, you turn on the air conditioning to this part of the building and give it a check, and a cool, much drier air blows through the space. And then there's a bit of a sound in the, like, middle distance of the pipe. Like, it seems that there was something back there has moved.
You do.
I have fabricated the new part needed. I was about to install. I have not touched the unit yet.
You fabricated a problem. It was working fine before you came over and started making stuff.
I fabricated a part that has not yet been installed.
Theo, do you take a peer inside the air conditioning vent?
Oh yeah, I flip out my little I got one of those flashlights that has, like, can snake. So I pop that bad boy out, look into the like grab the pipe, and I start like slithering it in there to see what's going on. I've got a little I pop on. It kind of looks like Google Glasses. I'm just gonna put that out there. It looks like Google Glasses, but it lets me see into. Yeah, that's the way I've been doing. It lets me see into the pipe. Lets me see what the flashlight is seeing as it snakes through.
And in fact, we get the camera becomes the camera feed of this kind of like endoscopic style snake light as it goes through the pipe and round a corner. And echoing in the distance. Then and in your camera feed, this thick, like pink gas is coming down the pipe, and it's a lot of it. And it starts to then pour out of some of the other vents in this corridor.
Foreign aerosol detector.
Do you scan on that? What is that?
Scanning commencing.
This feels like a roll that you might want to go and make. I think that would be interesting.
Let's roll.
So in Wandering Spark, we're going to explain the mechanics as we go. To roll in this is doing a D100 roll, or 2D10 if you're playing physically. What you're aiming to do is get the highest result possible, but also each character has a number of traits that, if they are relevant to the circumstance at hand, can give additional bonuses. So looking at your character sheet, Locker, is there anything about your anything you've been installed with, or your mechanical directives that would be useful in doing this scan?
I mean, I feel like
You can make an argument, or you can just say no. Either is fine. We're pretty free and easy here.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. This is foreign to Locker.
And our characters have 3 stats: charm, creativity, and willpower. Things that all humans have, and all androids, while they are in employ, absolutely do not need. We don't need our service robots to be creative. Goodness. So unfortunately, at least for now, your stats are at 0, Locker. So you are just going to be making this D100 roll flat with no modifiers.
Okay. Now, let's see. Wondering roll. All right, I guess I'm going to be rolling creativity, which I don't have.
Why not?
And then my value is 0. And then my modifier is 0.
Yeah, no modifiers this time.
Yeah. You know what?
86. Very
86.
Good.
For being bad at that, that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me make sure that appears on screen. Just need to scroll.
I'm gonna use no kind of modifiers at all. Boom, still killed it. That's one of the reasons I hate you, Locker.
Way to be hyper efficient. Can't stand it.
That is one of the reasons why I've been programmed to be your best bud.
I am programmed in 4,700 different ways to boogie for friendship.
Rolling over 70 is a full success. So why don't you go ask me 2 questions about this rolling pink fog, and I'll tell you the answers truthfully.
Is the pink fog is the pink fog dangerous to humans?
It is not dangerous to humans insofar as it is likely to cause any cell damage, but it does seem to have a number of soporific chemicals laden within it. It's knockout gas.
Google soporific. What?
Oh, soporific is like sleep making. It's knockout gas.
Gotcha. Thank you. It's night gas. Gotcha. And then, is this the only entry point for the gas?
You make a mental note of just how the air vents work in this sector. And if it's coming through here, it's definitely coming through every sector within this part of the Accord. But it's hard to pinpoint where this has been injected from. It might be injected from multiple places within the building. It might be from a central place that's hitting multiple sectors. It's hard to tell without exploring. You might need to go and go check that out post haste.
I feel like there's enough of a danger in this that Locker has already detected for Theo, and so I think he's going to like try and spring into like human defense mode. And so Theo is going to like just immediately, just very abruptly, like wheelie up to Theo, stick his two arms into Theo's armpits, and then essentially like lift him up like a dolly and try to wheel him to like the nearest my brain says like an escape pod, which would have its own like air circulation system.
Yeah. You start. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You start with your charge in tow. Start making your way in the most direct route to an escape pod on this sector of the ship. And as you start heading towards one of the emergency doors, starts shutting as you're heading towards it, and you speed up. But there is a cap to your kind of movement speed, especially encumbered, and eventually the door closes. And you don't manage to escape the door in time. At this point, Theo, you feel incredibly drowsy. It's really, really difficult to kind of keep your eyes open. But you do hear that there are footsteps in the corridor.
What is going? What is? The hell is?
Emerging from the fog, and maybe this is your eyes playing tricks on you. You do feel sleepy, but there is a very tall, thin figure, high heels, big hat, bigger gas mask. I did find two more. Well, unfortunately, you're both going to have to go and take a nap.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Warning, human, there is a dangerous gas in the air circulation system. Please evacuate immediately.
Oh, don't worry, darling. That's something I'm already accounting for. There's a tap on the side of the large gas mask. However, I didn't realize that already employed synthetics on this ship. Don't worry though, darling. I have a way to make sure that you have pleasant dreams too. A small disc is like placed on the floor and then like kicked like a hockey puck. The high-heeled boot kicks this hockey puck across the floor and it slides to your feet.
I think Locker like inspects it and probably is in the middle of running a scan before it maybe does the thing it's gonna do.
An EMP goes off. And you don't really feel the ship move much at all. In fact, you don't really feel much of anything. You just, take a nap. After all, you have both been working so hard as of late. So very, very hard.
A much needed rest.
Just a sleepy boy.
What I'm interested. Just in a sentence, Theo, what do you dream about?
Man, I didn't think we were getting into this so quick. So I think it usually starts out in a variety of different ways. I think this time because everything that just happened was so weird. I think his brain is trying to just make sense of things.
Mhm.
So it's just like, you know what? No, that didn't happen. Let's go over here. And so right now he's in the middle of a there's a big presentation. The current chief of engineering it's the retirement party for the current chief of engineering. And so all this is happening, you know, he's sitting on stage with everyone, and he's like super excited. And you know, they're giving their little speech and everything, and they give him a little plaque and award. And so then after the chief of engineering walks to his table, like, because it's one of those where it's just like a kind of like a panel at a con where it's just a big long table up on the stage. So the you know, the chief goes and sits down, and then they make an announcement that they would like to, since the chief is retiring, they would like to take this time to name his successor. So, you know, they go on about how there were so many different candidates, and they look for all these different variations in skill and experience and all this other stuff. And you know, he's sitting there patiently waiting. And they were like, you know, this person's been with us for a long time. We can trust them. We love them. You all know and love them. Let's bring up our next chief of engineering,
and
Locker.
I think on that we move into, well, Locker, you don't necessarily dream like humans do. It's long since been proved that the human brain does not work like a computer. But you do seem to have some kind of information processing that happens passively while you are currently in a shutdown state. So is there anything that you're processing while you're currently rebooting?
I feel like for whatever reason, Locker is the image in Locker's brain is a very like wire form like representation, like a CAD drawing of the AC unit. And so if you were to see in Locker's mind's eye, like, we are dissecting every single, it's like being broken apart by its components. Those components are being broken up by their components, which are being broken up by like the carbon atoms, and then like reassembled, rotated around. And he's really just like honing in on this AC unit, just looking for ways to like make it better, even though he will never get that opportunity. So it's just like re and continuously like dissecting and iterating on this AC unit. And honestly, it's a dream. It's a perfect dream for Locker.
And as you think about the AC, your sensors actually start picking up a breeze. And, it's not the kind of breeze that you're used to. The temperature is definitely unfamiliar to you, and there seems to be particulate of, well, plant matter. And there definitely hasn't been any plant matter moving through the aircon within the altitude accord for a very, very, very long time, not since you last landed. So, where are you?
Does Locker have use of their facilities?
You boot back up and turn your ocular sensors back on. You're in a bedroom, and there's a window. It's pretty sparse. It's like a hotel room almost. And you look outside, and you're up high, but not like in space up high. In fact, you see the branches of trees and foliage. You're in a tree? A tree house? No. That's a thing for like human children. What? Where are you?
Locker is going to sort of take a scan of the room, entrances and exits, and see if there's anything that can be done to like get out.
Well, first of all, you do notice that your charge is also here, also asleep, in the bed. I like the fact that this is like it's a double, but the double beds have been it's a twin room, but the twin beds have been pushed together to make a double. You're on one side and Thea's on the other.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't even so much as there is. In fact, there is a television here, which gives a suggestion of how cheap this motel room is. Most hotel rooms run on Holo now instead of having a physical monitor unit. And there is the front door. There is a very small bathroom and a not especially paltry but very grubby looking window to the unusual scape outside.
Locker is going to sort of like walk up to Theo, sort of take in that was like a perfect music drop. Take in the like his vitals, see if he's still breathing, and then Locker is going to start for the door, and then he's going to get halfway towards the front of the door, and then there's going to be like a small beeping that like takes place, you know, that he emanates, and this is kind of like a notification to people that will be around him that this Locker unit is going to be entering sleep mode, because one thing about Locker is while they are tasked with like they have to quote unquote sleep for at least 8 hours, and even though they were like out of commission, it didn't technically count as sleep. So Locker is going to have to like power down and actually sort of sleep. So he's going to be walking over to the front door and then power down and then like go head first and like bonk the front door. And now he's like sitting at a 45-degree angle, just sleeping straight on this door.
Yeah, Theo, you hear that Locker is announced as the honorary new chief of engineering, and there is a dun thud noise that wakes you up.
I kill you. What? Oh, the hell? Wait, what? Where is going on? Yeah. Where the hell are we? Oh, the gas. What? Wait.
You rush to the window and again see that you seem to be in the branches of a tree, but this is definitely a modern building. How are you? Yes, you work on a spaceship, but how are you with heights? Hello?
Hello?
Oh gosh.
Hello?
Oh, hi. I thought I lost you for a second. How are you with heights?
No. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm afraid of heights. Yeah.
Yeah, you look out that window and see that you are in a tall building in a tall tree.
Oh! And he just slams the the curtain shut. No. Oh no. Oh, and he looks around for anything familiar and stops on Locker, and just like his face drops and he's like, and he walks over and just pushes Locker to see if it is indeed in sleep mode or just for some reason posted on the door like that.
It is indeed sleep mode.
So
I feel like there's probably like a manual override that people can like initiate in case in case of a Locker becomes like a roadblock.
Yeah. So then, I think he'll just he'll again just kind of face palm and then reach to the back panel, pop it off, and just kind of do like when you're oh my god, like when you blow
Or like a Nintendo
fuse.
cartridge to kind of...
No, when you blow a fuse,
right,
and you have to go out to the fuse box and like reset it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's gonna do.
You're gonna try and flip the breaker. Okay, sure.
Yeah, there we go. Flip the breaker.
It doesn't take you long in terms of diagnostics to realize that Locker just is under mandatory sleep cycles right now. Obviously, you know, like, well, why does it have to sleep now? Weren't we just sleeping? When there is a sharp at the door,
he just freezes. He's hello.
Why, I do believe that the two of you are awake. Marvelous. May I come in?
I don't know. I don't think that's possible right now.
Oh, are you indecent? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was catching you while you were...
Not that. No, this robot fell and is kind of wedging the door.
Snore.
So give me a moment, and I will. And I think he's just gonna like boot him out of the door frame.
Locker isn't too heavy. You do. Yeah. There's another clunk clunk as the Locker kind of falls to the side with no physical reaction of having been moved.
Do I have any of my tools on me?
I don't think you do. If you had like a toolbox, you do not have that.
Yeah, well, no, I would have like I would have a few tools on my belt, like the most used ones, which would be, you know, like screwdrivers, a sonic drill, something like that. You know.
Yeah. I think you have your handy dandy multi-tool, but you pat your pockets and fuck, you have anything else like your ID card, your cred stick wallet.
Think he's gonna he's freaking out about that because there's definitely something important that was in his that was on his person that is not there, and that worries him. But I think for the moment he's also trying to focus on survival, so he's gonna pull out the multi-tool and like just look at it and be like and like flip out the he's gonna that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna flip out the little soldering torch, and he's just gonna be like, just I will burn somebody at least if they're not on the up and up.
There's another polite knock on the door. I mean, I do insist that I have to come inside. After all, we did find you out in the wastes, and I just wanted to make sure that you ain't dead or anything like that. And the fact that you seem to be responding and thumping around back there means that you do seem to be in high spirits. So I do request that you let little old me back in.
I mean, the door is not blocked now, so I think you can make it in.
Fair enough. There is a whir beep of a key card being like swiped against the door, and the door opens, and a lady stands there. This lady is, let's see, I think she is in I want to say kind of like 90s grunge, funnily enough, like the kind of like tartan skirt, like the kind of like both arm sleeves and stockings, none of them the same length or the same color, but just kind of like leaning on the doorway. Well, it did take you quite a while to let me in, but I'm glad you did. I wasn't really in a position to introduce myself. I am Aubrey Phelps. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am, as I think I must say, she twirls her quite long, almost like princess curly hair, an entire mismatch for the outfit she's in. Your savior, if I do say so myself.
Nice. And he like kind of puts away the little torch. Can I ask a quick question? When she opened that door, did it slide open or like open?
I like the idea that it
Because
slid
he
open
didn't
sideways.
slid open, he just realizes that he just like booted Locker for no reason.
Yeah, no, that's funny. I like that. Yeah, the door slides sideways open.
A pleasure to meet you. My name is Theodore, and that is Locker.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you both. Are there any injuries on the both of you? I could go and get a medic, although that'll cost extra.
I think I'm fine. I feel a little sore, but that's kind of the norm.
You're not injured.
I don't know what. How did we get? What is going on?
Oh, you're not from around these parts.
Where are these parts?
Well, she kind of like massages the side of her temple. You're gonna have to be a little more specific, darling.
Where are we?
Okay, you are in the Happy Memories Hotel that happens to be in Bonsai City on the planet Betamax 4.
And would I have heard about Betamax 4?
This is the planet that was supposed to be the destination for the Altitude Accord, the ship that you generally work on. The next port of call was going to be Betamax 4. There's a large number of supplies and stuff that you're going to go and pick up. The Hancock Interplanetary's one of Hancock Interplanetary's headquarters is on Betamax 4. Not that you've ever been there. You were picked up on a much smaller, less lucrative planet. This planet, a lot of desert. It seems that when they kind of terraformed this, they hyper-focused on really specific areas of space, leaving the rest of it quite barren in between. There's a lot of kind of like highway roads. If you do have the cash money, there is actually an air service, but that stuff's pretty pricey.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so we made it here. That's good. How did you find me? I was on my ship, and we're here, so that means I'm assuming the ship made it too. Where is everybody else?
Oh, I don't know about any ship, I'm afraid. I was making my way back from the city over. They were having a Earth culture convention. I was doing my best cosplay of people from the era. She gives a bit of a twirl. And unfortunately, I did see you on the side of the road. No spaceship to be found, I'm afraid.
That's damn it. And he's gonna walk over and like flip the breaker on Locker again and just kind of like kick him to see if he can boot him up.
Yeah, that boots you.
Power nap complete. Locker just like power nap complete. Locker unit has gone prone. Fixing righting oneself. And then it sort of stands up. Theo, we are on a different planet.
Oh my God. It's amazing that you have the ability now to tell me things I've learned 2 minutes ago.
Scans running. We are on Betamax 4.
Oh my God. Okay, yes, we are. Why are we here? Like, where's the ship? Can you scan for that?
Unfortunately, my internal video records cease at the point of impact of the mysterious gas and the mysterious figure. EMP charge.
You saw them too. Okay, well so then that part wasn't a dream.
That part was no dream. That was reality.
Yes. So what? God, what are you good for if you can't like just monitor stuff afterwards. How'd you get knocked out by the gas? You don't even breathe.
I did not get knocked out by the gas. I got knocked out by the EMP. After the gas, there was a figure that discharged an EMP and knocked me the F out. Scientific term, robotic term. Knocked me the function out.
There we go. Perfect. Aubrey, who's just been listening to this entire conversation, leaning on the doorway. Well, that's a mighty interesting story you're telling me, but
There's a person at the door.
Quiet. Indeed, my name is Aubrey Phelps. It's a pleasure to meet you. I do believe your name was Locker. She curtsies. However,
Locker curtsies as well.
I do. Oh, you do have a very fancy cape, I must say. The person who drew it must be astounding.
They are very talented indeed.
Aw. But I'm afraid, aside from my accent going all over this place under current circumstances, the room, since you're unharmed, I do need to make sure that my costs are covered. I did retrieve you here, and you both have managed to stay at my illustrious, and I must say, not especially well-busied hotel, so I do need to charge you for the room.
And you don't feel his pockets again. You wouldn't happen to come across my wallet, would you?
Oh, she gives a kind of like, her eyebrows raise as in sympathy, but her eyes steel as in, do I look like an idiot? Well, I'm mighty sorry to hear that you're having financial issues. May I suggest going into the town of Bonsai City and seeing if you can find some way to cover the credits? Maybe while you're out there earning what you owe me, you can find a little bit more about the circumstances of what happened to your, she air quotes, ship that you were on. There's a faint energy that she doesn't believe the story that you just told each other.
Oh, all right. All right, Tin Man. Let's go into town. Get some money. At least she didn't leave us in the middle of the road. So we do owe her something. So I thank you. I appreciate it. We will get you some money whenever we can get some work and all this stuff done.
Theo, my running calculations, and if my calculations are correct, if we do not come back here to sleep, you will be subject to the elements and get super funky. We should strike a deal with her that we could come back here and sleep and recharge, and you can wash yourself.
How are you telling me I stink? You can't smell.
I cannot smell, but I do have olfactory receptors.
Aubrey says nothing, and that silence speaks volumes.
So what he said, please?
Well, I don't mind you going and taking a shower before you head out into the elements. And she kind of like moves pretty close quickly to you, and you still seem to have your comlink on you. I'm gonna say for sake of argument, it's like wrist mounted. Love a piece of chunky wrist mounted technology in a sci-fi setting.
So good.
And she matches with my belt, so you know.
Yeah. She pulls out some kind of device that she has and swipes it in like near field to your wrist, and it's a beep beep beep. Yes, if you don't mind coming back with the 50 credits that you owe before the due date comes up, and there won't have to be complications. Mind how you go out there? She smiles before waiting for you to respond and walks away.
What the? Oh my God.
I think you're getting hustled.
Oh my God. It's amazing how perceptive you are.
So,
Sarcasm detected.
It learns. So while you are in a new location, you can do the following actions. You can find work, gather information, or shop for supplies. We go and make a roll that has to do with one of those things, and then we resolve how that happens, and you go and rest, and you move on to the next destination. After all, you are in search of something, Theo.
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, we can't search for supplies or shop for supplies because we don't have no money.
It feels like this is going to be a finding work kind of deal.
Yeah, I think so.
No problem at all, no problem at all. Whether it's washing cars, selling street food, or catching criminals, someone in the location is paying surprisingly good money for rough work. Which I am happy to kind of like design this quest giver, quote unquote, at the table together. If we have something in mind that we want to float, I can like literally go and scrabble around on my like bookshelf of tabletop things. I think I actually have a randomized deck of like sci-fi quests, and I've never used it, so it'd actually be pretty funny to go use it for something.
If you've never used it, I mean that has to be the choice right there.
Hold up, bet, hold on.
I imagine Nathan's like has a corner of the room that like is right out of view from like his live stream framing. It's just like it is just dice, it's cards, it's
it's a game store.
It's you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's pretty accurate to the circumstances at hand, to be honest with you. All right, marvelous. Yeah, I've got a deck of cards here. These are quest decks by what's the name of the publishers? Dice Dungeons. They did a whole bunch of different themed ones, and I have a kind of like a Blades in the Dark whale punk style one and a cyberpunk one. The cyberpunk one's called Neon Dystopia. So I'm giving that a bit of a shuffle. Yeah, we might use the Blades in the Darky one for a different location. So, you know, we
Let's
can
get some of that shuffle ASMR.
Hopefully it's coming up on mic. Okay. Right, let's see here. Ooh. Help us run some synthetic components of unknown origin across the border. You can select something as payment. Interesting.
Select something?
Mm-hmm.
Just, but it can't be money. But it can be something.
Oh, I mean, we can make it money. Don't worry about it. But, yeah. Okay. I like this. You are walking around the city, the bonsai city. It's actually pretty interesting. The architecture here is very specifically designed where it is both sturdy enough to house, you know, skyscraper style buildings, but everything is architectured in a way where everything runs lighter than you would expect. It's all kind of like sci-fi carbon nanofiber tubes. Everything is hollow, so the branches don't bend too much with all the weight of the city on top of it. There's lots of kind of like automated walkways between major sets of branches, so there's like big gaps in between where you can look down through the entirety of this kind of like giant bonsai tree and see to the earth below.
Pretty cool.
The Happy Memories Hotel is on one of the lower branches, and you can kind of you can look up, which is maybe for Theo a little less nerve-wracking than looking down, and you can see that there are ever taller buildings on ever higher branches further away. You do wonder,
just a little less.
Yeah, just fewer of them.
Yeah, because then he still remembers he has to go up there, and he's like.
And we get to one of the kind of like walkways, and this one has a bit of a toll booth, and there is a big kind of like sign saying, what do we see? What's this? There is a theme park on the other side of this particular walkway, like an entertainment resort of some kind. What is this resort called?
Ooh. An entertainment resort?
Yeah. a holiday of some kind. Maybe it's a bit of a spa-ish kind of location. Maybe they've somehow managed to get a golf course up here.
Oh man, the Oasis.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Absolutely. There is a kind of like holographic scrolling sign with a matching voice. Welcome to the Oasis.
Oasis.
Yes, proper like vaporwave vibes behind it
Yes.
too. Welcome to the Oasis. And there is a kind of line of various families with 2.53 recurring kids, and just kind of like lined up, dutifully waiting for their time in the Oasis. And there is, I think they stand out by being the incorrect number of 2, an incorrect number of point whatever kids. You know, it's a decidedly 3 adults and 1 kid. Who happen to be carrying suitcases much larger than some of the others. A lot of people have kind of like lighter holdalls and backpacks, and these guys seem to be having pelly cases of stuff. And they're looking a bit kind of stressed out.
You guys all right?
We're fine, that said with like a big widening of the eyes, but as I understand, there's a bit of a weight limit in how much you can go take into the Oasis. So how about you want to go take a real brief holiday and we'll make it worth your while? Yeah, we'll make it worth your while, innit? Says the kid.
He's gonna look over at Locker.
Towing capacity for this locker unit is 500 pounds.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. In fact, we have just the thing that you can carry, mate. And there is I think the kid actually opens their like varsity jacket with like a cartoon mascot on it, and inside the varsity jacket is like a whole bunch of like bottles that have been like Velcro strapped to the inside. So what the deal is, mate? The Oasis.
Tell me what the deal is.
Yeah, the Oasis is like
Oasis.
It's a bit of a yes.
I'd like to think that there's just like little sensors all around that anytime someone says Oasis,
it's then echoed. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. It's a bit of a sober joint, innit? People go there to like get away from the party lifestyle that the rest of Bonsai City is, to make it all calm and shit. And well, we like to get away from things by getting like away from things, you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand what that means.
I mean, not
You
me,
said
I'm
the
totally
same
underage,
thing.
but like, you know, the rents. The 3 of them nod solemnly. We figure that, you know, people might give us a bit of a pat down since we're not a standard family, innit? Looking at the other almost like your level fabricated, replicated locker families that are also queuing up for the Oasis. So like, if you can hold on to the bottles and then you go on holiday, they're not gonna go pat down a robot. That's like synthetic harassment or whatever. So if you wouldn't mind helping us out, then, you know, we'll make it worth your while. You get to have a bit of an holiday on us, even if it's brief.
Locker turns to Theo. Theo, they wish that we would transport their goods into
I heard them. They
this.
want us to be mules.
There is a high probability that this is against the laws of this facility.
High probability, nothing. 100%. Or they wouldn't be
Bet.
sneaking it in.
Bet.
I really shouldn't have taught you that.
So
I'm so glad you did.
So are you two mates in or not?
We need this money.
That's true. Oh my god. Shit. All right. Let's do it, and if anything happens, I sacrifice you, go on and live my best life.
I am programmed to lay down my life for you. It's kind of
So we're in
weird that
agreement.
you. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right. Excellent. Right. In the kid turns to the three parents. Excuse me, Mum, Dad, I need to go and take a comfort break. I'll be right back. I know that you three are queuing, but can our uncles go and accompany me? Why, sure, son of mine, says the previously gruff. Don't tarry too long now. Ha. We'll be in there without you.
They get louder and more austere
Yes.
to not draw attention.
Mm-hmm.
Every word that comes out, his eyes just close more and more in like that suspicious squint until it's almost like it's really difficult to tell if he's just got his eyes closed or if he's just really, really squinting at you.
We jump cut, and we are at the front of the queue to the Oasis, and and there is a very bored-looking kind of like security guard they've just waved through the family that you were speaking to, and they kind of give you a cheeky wave on the other side. See you at the cafe, uncles. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Oh God, I hope they don't fuck it up.
Goodbye, real family.
And the security guard, she is built like, as they say, a brick shit house. She is
Go on.
absolutely. She has not skipped arm day, leg day, neck day, ankle day.
Neck day. Shout out to the neck days.
She
Neck days.
she is ready and stays ready. And eventually, she looks at the three of you. Oh, so at the three of you, what? At the two of you, and is
Where'd
kind
you
of.
come from? Get out of here.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was on the other side of the gate. My bad. She stares at you and says, "Well, may I have your tickets, please?" Don't worry, you've already been given part of the heist of this is that you've been given some tickets in advance. Don't ask how the kid managed to obtain these 2 additional tickets in the brief period of time where you left the queue to go and get the bottles transferred to you. He won't tell you. Where are these bottles stashed, by the way, before we go further?
Oh.
1000%. I don't know about on Theo, but there are several like otherwise like storage compartments that I think normally would house like spare parts that Locker would need in daily use, like if for whatever reason like a small beam on him like gets fractured, he has maybe like 1 or 2 that he could quickly use, or if he fabricates something extra he can store it there. I feel like Theo at the jump was like, hey, open up all your storage parts, and now every time Locker takes a step, there's a small rattling and clinking. So he's got to like be very, very careful to like counterbalance the weight.
Indeed. Can I have your tickets, please?
Y'all see
Of
a
course.
weird look on Theo's face as he hands the ticket and smiles like, yes, you can. Here you go. How you doing today?
She looks back at you and says, "Strong, your tickets. Thank you."
I'm right.
She inspects. Welcome to Oasis. Gordon Franco.
Oasis.
Gordon Franco and DJ Thriller.
That is me. I bring the thrill.
There is a pause. Why did you buy a ticket for your service robot? Or are you, she like raises an eyebrow.
Oh no.
Yes.
No, what? No.
Yes. Yes, it's whatever you think it is. Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
I see.
Theo is so torn. He's like, he wants to hit on her, but then he's like, damn, I guess I gotta go along with this so we can make it inside. And he's just like,
Well, friend, how about you go roll some dice about it?
yeah, let's do it. I would like to roll using my highest stat, charm.
Ooh, fantastic. Well, this could be a teamwork roll. Unfortunately, one of Locker's directives is always tell the truth. And if you're trying to make a roll that conflicts with your directive, you cannot make that roll, unfortunately. So
That's right.
So
I got this.
All right, Theo. Why don't you go and roll me your 1d100 with your charm plus 10.
I was gonna say, for those of you out there, I was being super sarcastic. Charm is his lowest stat.
But let's see how it do.
That's gonna be plus 10. Wait a minute. Okay, so it asks for the value and then the modifier.
Yeah, so I'll see the value of your stat, which will be 10, and then you don't have any modifiers here, so you can say 0.
Okay, no modifier. Okay, so 0. All right, so I did get that right. And submit.
Uses their charm.
So 49.
For 49.
Yeah.
That is below 50. So unfortunately, that's a failure. What gives the game away? I think this conflict between the two of you is all like, something's wrong here.
I think Locker kind of defaulted to it's whatever you think it is, because to try and do anything more than that would likely mean that that Locker would need to tell a lie, which bumps up against his directives. So Locker is just like, it's what you think it is. It is what you think it is.
Yeah, God damn it. Yeah, you know what? That's what it was. But once I got got my eyes upon this tall, strong glass of, you know what? That robot don't even mean that no more. How about you and I go and, I've been meaning to work out a little bit.
You go and take a step forward towards the security/secretary, and like breathing, she just kind of extends a hand palm forward in like no, which you walk straight into, and it's like walking into a repulsor force field. And you immediately take half a step back into Locker, and there is a very telltale clink, 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 clink of glass as Locker rattles.
Ooh.
I do believe that your service robot is carrying contraband. I would like to inspect your service robot, please.
What?
It's whatever you think it is.
She rolls up a
It's whatever you
sleeve.
think it is. Wait, what'd you say?
She rolls up a sleeve like Popeye, like. You know that like meme where it's just a hand that is grabbing towards the camera? We get kind of that kind of shot as she just in slow motion extends a hand towards Locker. I think that the mission may need to be aborted post haste.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is as she's reaching for Locker, I think I had. I'm trying to think what I can do. Because I didn't take any of the bottles because I was 100% gonna throw Locker under the bus for this. But now in the moment of things, I'm like, crap. And I just, instinctually will try and help Locker. Because I talk a lot of junk about Locker, but Locker is the only person I know around here and actually kind of trust. So I think, oh my God, I don't want to do this. But I have to.
This action wraps the scene up, so make it big.
Yeah. So I think as she's going for Locker, he's like looking around trying to figure out what he can do and just stops, sighs, looks at Locker and goes, God, you owe me. And he's just gonna cock back and just slap on the butt and just like get ready to get knocked the hell out in a chance to let Locker run.
We get a shot of outside the entry lobby for the Oasis, and we get what was the jam that I was using before, the kind of vaporwavy bit, but we get a shot of that very briefly. It's this one. As it's still peaceful outside. We get a rush of like breeze through the trees. Some thin leaves flitter past the camera, and then in the distance we hear as we see like Theo being physically launched out from the building, with Locker very rapidly chasing afterwards. We smash cut back to the Happy Memories Hotel. Well, howdy, you two. I hope you went and managed to find me my 50 credits.
Theo, we don't have the 50 credits.
Really?
Oh.
You don't say.
Theo, your face is incredibly swole.
Really? You don't say again.
Don't worry, Theo. I have something for that. And then he he actually, you think that he's going to start to fabricate something, but then he takes his hand and then he just takes the glove off of his hand, waves his hand around in the open air for a second to cool it off, and then just puts it on the back of his hand on Theo's face like a cold compress.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's good. That's good.
As you move to do that, your body clinks. You still have the bottles.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Theo, we could sell these bottles to someone else to make credits to pay for another stay.
Bottles, you say? Well, what kind of bottles did you manage to find on your adventures, you two?
Locker, show her. I can't. I'm so in pain. So much pain.
Locker kind of you see a door swing open on Locker's thigh, and then 3 bottles just launch out like a somehow pressurized vending machine, and then like he catches them three, and then he looks down at them and is like reads the like whatever the brands of these bottles are.
Ooh, these are definitely like bottles that you would find in like a chemistry lab. They're clean, but the liquid inside is you give it a bit of a tilt, and it definitely has the same kind of viscosity of something like wine or brandy. It sticks to the side of the glass a little bit as you tilt it, but it's like a dark desaturated purple. There seems to be flecks of some kind of metal in it.
I want to. Do I know what this is?
Oh, I think this is you do it. You don't have to roll for this. This is some kind of you do a spectral scan, and this is what I'm gonna lift from Ghost in the Shell because that's definitely the energy. It is some kind of new version of natural oil. Natural oil is used in a lot of general machines, like you actually, but it has been cut with not alcohol, but definitely a chemical designed for kind of like recreational fucked upness. You know, it is definitely a custom backroom tincture of using natural oil as a suspension medium. A human could drink this.
Would they regret it?
I mean, a human could drink almost any liquid.
Yeah.
A human could drink this. They won't die, and depending on how much of it they drink, they might even have a pleasant time. But natural oil was definitely not designed to be consumed by humans.
Yeah.
You could drink this, or rather, you could load it into your kind of like in a circuitry system. You wonder what the additional cutting of chemicals on it would do to your system.
Locker kind of like looks at the material, and then like looks back at Theo. How much could we get for this?
Oh my!
The hell are you asking me for?
These are bottles of Heartline of whiskey. Even like in the tone of voice, you can tell that there is kind of like scare quotes around whiskey. It's probably like the colloquial term for whatever this thing is. Heartline of whiskey. Wow. You don't find bottles of these on the market too often. You don't find bottles of these on the market.
Are they worth something? Are they pricey?
Let me tell you what. You give me these bottles and I'll tell you. You give me these bottles and I will blithely deny it when the authorities show up asking where the people carrying the Heartline whiskey showed up to my apartment for, my hotel for.
Well, can we try this for or stay here and for the love of God, some kind of like aspirin?
Oh, goodness me, no. If you're gonna be showing up here with things as spicy as this, I can't have you stay here for more than whatever period of time. And clearly the people you stole this from fucked you up pretty bad. Looking at
actually it wasn't them.
It was a completely third party that fucked him up.
Yeah.
She waves her hand dismissively. Sure, darling, sure. What I'm gonna go and do is I'm gonna book you a delightful auto cab to the next city over. Gonna make sure that that's paid for you. You can even keep one of those bottles if you really wanna, but you're just gonna leave the rest with me and then get the fuck out of my hotel.
Dang.
Leave her with the 4 bottles we have.
What?
Because you had like a bunch of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can say like maybe you're carrying 5, you keep 1 and shift the 4. She did say that you get to keep 1.
I thought we had like 6 or 7. That's why I was trying to give her like the few that he showed.
Oh, sure.
And
I mean, this is not a thing that we need to roll for because I want to get to the next little bit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we can have it in a circumstance where you kind of like lowball and suggest that you have fewer than you actually have.
Yeah,
So she
that's
gives
what
you
I'm
a
trying to
bottle out of the kindness of my poor little heart. But you already
thank
still have
you.
more.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Now,
Thank
let me
you.
go book you that auto cab. Have a pleasant journey. And as the day moves on, you get moved to the open road.
ooh, on the road again.
Let's go for this jam because I like it a
But
lot.
before we go,
Yes.
Oasis.
Yeah. You see the kind of like Oasis neon sign even as you're leaving Bonsai City. In this auto cab. It has no driver, as the name suggests.
Yeah.
And it's kind of designed, you know how like a sleeper train car is both kind of like the booth seating, but it also kind of is the bed that you can sleep on. So in the back of this car, there is both kind of really basic sleeping quarters. It's pretty cramped. It's a large car, but ain't that large. As it kind of plows across the desert to a different destination.
That's fine. Locker's hand is still on his face.
And you have a brief moment to go and chat to each other. And Locker, you have the option, if you would like, to go and spark a memory. But let's have your conversation between the two of you first.
Theo, what happens if we are not reunited with the altitude accord?
Well, we better definitely find something out here to call home for the time being, because I don't know about you, I'm not trying to get this, and he motions to his face, to happen to me anymore, especially get your ass out of trouble.
Theo, you really put yourself out there for me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I didn't do it for you.
Then who
felt
did
we
you do
could
it for?
Shut up. I felt we
Eh.
could use the bottles. I don't even talk about it. It's fine.
Theo,
What?
do you not have enough credits? Do you have enough credits to get us off planet if we were to be able to find your wallet? What did they pay you on the altitude accord?
Not much, I can tell you that. There's another reason I need to find my wallet, though. It has nothing to do with the money. I don't even care if the money's still in there. I need my wallet. I need to find where we crashed. Shit, I should have asked her that. I need to find where we crashed, and or I guess where we appeared. I don't even know how we got here. She said she found us on the ground. How do we get from the ship here? Why didn't she see a ship or have any knowledge of a ship? What happened?
There has not seemed to be any sort of indication of plumes of smoke or crash site around us, which would make me believe that the Accord had been docked safely. It was not a crash then.
If that's the case, we need to find the Accord and figure out what in the heck happened to everything.
Normally, when we are making rolls in this system in a location, the result that you get determines the number of desire points that you earn. Desire points are used to make sure that the engineer can reach their hidden yearning, or obvious yearning. Theo's yearning of being able to go and find a place where they can actually have a stable and respected job as an engineer. If you get a partial success in a role, you earn a single desire point. If you get a full success, you earn 2 desire points. If you earn a critical success, you earn 4 desire points. Unfortunately, that roll was a failure, so you didn't really gain anything to get you further closer to your goal, but maybe in the next location. Locker, while you have this moment of calm, do you remember anything? You don't have to.
Do I remember anything about like
your past?
Like
do you have a moment to self-reflect? Do you want to take a moment to self-reflect?
I think that there's like I think yeah, great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a long beat of silence, and then Locker kind of turns towards Theo and sort of, Theo.
What?
Theo.
What?
Next time, I will not say it is whatever you think it is. I am running calculations, and I have determined that I can iterate. And in a position...
I was just like, oh, that's fantastic. Uh-huh.
And the next time we are under pressure, I will shut the function up.
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
And then he sort of takes that hand off of Theo's face, regloves it, takes the other hand out, which was actually like dangling outside of the auto, kind of rapid cooling off, and then puts it back on Theo's face.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah.
So, well, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go and do the mechanic, because why not? Absolutely. One of your directives that is related here, I think we're specifically leaning on the always tell the truth, since that was the main sticking point of today. It's now broken. You just decide you don't need to follow that directive anymore. It doesn't apply to you, which is great. It means you don't benefit from any dice benefits from that anymore, but you can choose one of your stats, your willpower, your creativity, or your charm, and set that to 35.
Oh, gee. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm only doing this because I know that this is least
that would be very funny. Go for it.
Yes. So I'm going to choose my charm, and I'm going to boost that to 30.
35. And with that, you manage to drift, both of you, into your natural cycles of sleep. Although,
No.
after a while, and some time away, it seems that the distance between this and wherever Aubrey sent you to is a solid drive away. The autocab starts to slow down and turns off the road and goes off-road. And that level of bumpiness of no longer being on the smooth highway jolts both of you awake.
Theo, we are off the road.
What? Who?
We are off the road.
You look out of the windshield of the autocab, and there's a rock there, just in the middle of the wastes. And there's a figure standing on top of the rock.
Is this figure familiar?
And we'll find out who that figure is after a 5-minute break.
After a 5-minute break, we
A
got
5-minute
commercials,
break.
y'all.
I mean, technically on Twitch I can run a commercial, but this is mostly an opportunity for everybody
really?
to, I mean, you know, I've got to pay my electricity bill somehow, innit? But but this is an opportunity for us all to get up and stretch, go and rehydrate. I'm going to also go and take this moment to say thank you for the follow RF Chaos, Create Nothing and Bad Karma 2030. All very good usernames.
Hey,
And we'll see you all in a little bit. Please keep it locked right here. We'll see you all in 5. Be right back. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Hope everybody's had a good stretch, a good kind of opportunity to go and refresh thine self. So glad to see everybody here. Welcome. Thank you for celebrating UK Black History Month with us. The almost 2,000 viewers who have been tuning in. I hope you've all been having a delightful time. I won't keep you too long, but I'll ask my two players who are joining me for this story. Tyler, what have we been up to? What's one thing we've been up to in the first part?
Every 3 years.
What's one thing we've been up to? Well, okay. We've been failing at smuggling.
Yeah. Beaz, what's one thing we've been up to last time? Oh wait.
Like on the ride, or like since the ride.
In the first half of our session, what were we up to
first
last
half.
time?
Oh yeah, so we did the smuggling thing. I got One Punch Man by the world's swollest security guard, and we got hustled out of all of our Silverschlager by the woman who found us in the desert.
And one thing that happened last time was that, hey, your regular spaceship that you all work on, the Altitude Accord, was mysteriously hit with knockout gas and EMPs and a very strange figure. A strange figure we might be meeting again very soon.
Gasp.
For last time, before we went into our break, the auto cab taking you to your next destination went off-road suddenly, waking you both up from the back, and it stopped just outside a rocky outcropping with a figure standing on top. This figure is one that you hazily remember. You definitely remember, well, the high-heeled boots, the very large hat, and it doesn't appear that they're wearing a gas mask this time.
This figure. We're still in the auto cab, right?
You're still in the auto cab in the car. I like the idea that the car like cuts ignition and everything. It just stops.
Okay, so it didn't crash. It just pulled up to that.
Just
rock
pulled
and
up and stopped.
Okay. That's from that's
Theo,
who attacked the ship.
Theo, this figure was on the Accord during the pink gas incident.
I literally just said attack the ship.
The pink gas incident that we both lost consciousness before we found ourselves in Bonsai City. Do you remember?
Literally seconds ago, just said that whole thing.
You know, when you smelled the gas and you went night, and then I was fine because I didn't really.
He's gonna take the multi-tool and just like hit you upside the head. Are you broken?
No, I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
Yes, obviously. What are we gonna do about them?
Theo, they may have information as to the whereabouts of the Accord.
All right, pull out a rope or something and tie him up. Go. I'll be here.
Okay. Locker starts looking around, does like very jerky pats on their like body, realize they don't have anything, and so they start to like very slowly start to 3D print a like a chain, like a series of chain links. Like, this may take a minute. Go stall.
The figure on top of the rock starts tapping a high-heeled boot impatiently.
He rolls down the window a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we keeping you from something? Or you got another ship to go gas?
Why, yes, I was looking to have a conversation with you both.
Oh, you want to talk now? You don't want to nap?
No, I figure you've both been napping already in the autocab.
Thanks to you.
I am responsible for a lot of things you should be grateful for. But let's go and have this conversation a little bit more intimately, shall we?
I'm grateful for.
Oh, yes.
Where is this? Where are we supposed to go? Where?
There is like there's just kind of like open desert between where the cab has like parked up and the rock that this figure is standing on. It's not like there's an arena formed in this space at all, but you are definitely at a yelling conversation distance rather than... The figure does not move, however.
Oh, okay. So are we gonna sit down in that patch of nothing? That patch of nothing? Or are we all just gonna crowd together on your rock?
I didn't realize that you were one for setting and scenery. Fine, very well. There is a snap of fingers and manifesting in what you understand because you're an engineer and have seen this kind of tech before, not that you have access to it. A number of kind of like armchairs manifest in the dusty space in between out of hard light.
Ooh.
So I would assume this is like a bunch of cloaking technology.
Oh no, you know what hard light is. It's
okay.
just expensive and uncommon.
Okay. So then I'm like, okay. I'm getting a better idea who we're dealing with.
Oh, I want you to know everything about me, darling, when you take a sit down.
All right, fine. He's gonna look back at like he's gonna like try and like glance back at Locker. And he's just gonna get out and like close the door behind him, keeping Locker inside, and walk towards the chair.
And you're not going to
I'll
take
keep
your
printing this chain.
nice. That's perfectly fine. Feel free to feel free to insert yourself into the conversation when you feel it's appropriate.
Will do.
The figure goes and sits in one of these armchairs, and like all true bisexuals, does not sit in it straight. Just kind of like leans on one armrest, crossing their legs that drape down the other armrest.
Love it.
I love the deserts of Betamax 4, don't you? So peaceful, so red, so nostalgic.
So you want to start like telling me what the hell is going on and why we were found in the middle of the desert
We are
and
making
where the hell our ship is?
small talk, darling. Haven't you had a conversation with the elite before? Small talk happens before the big business.
This soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, I love it. How was your day? I see you cut your hair.
You're very cute. The laugh, like they put the kind of like anime trope where the kind of like princess style character puts a hand to their mouth and goes style laugh. We get that kind of hand placement, although the laugh isn't quite that princessy. And they realize that, oh, I still have my mask on, forgive me. And they remove it. And I think underneath, their skin has been very deeply tattoo dyed. So they look like the gradient of an evening sky. a rich kind of like orange tangerine near the base of the neck, fading up to a deep plum midnight blue near the hairline. In fact, as they turn their head, you almost see the flecks of distant stars. Not that there could ever be. I suppose if I should introduce myself to you, darling. My name is Salazar Stargazer. I act as a cleaner for Singularity Inc., the people that own your company, Hancock Interplanetary.
Mm-hmm. It's just, completely gassing and knocking out an entire ship and stealing it. Is that part of the cleaning?
Yes. In fact, you are catching up to the basics of my job. So it has become apparent that Hancock Interplanetary is not doing quite so well in our numbers lately. Number needs to go up. The line ever needs to be increasing, and in the infiniteness of space, that line can go absolutely stellar. But unfortunately, your company has been underperforming. So, Singularity Incorporated have decided to liquidate their assets.
Yeah, that liquidate, he's just gonna kind of sit back and let his hand drop and lean back, what the hell do you giving that look, what do you mean liquidate?
So let me go and put it this way for you, darling, since you're acting a little slow. I like the men when they play hard to get. So, have you ever had a circumstance where you have made too much food? And maybe you try and give the food away to friends, or maybe you try and sell the surplus food. And then when none of that is available, you are just left with food that is rotting. And what else is there to do but throw the food away? We couldn't sell Hancock Interplanetary for a song, apparently. So we needed to do what needed to be done and liquidate the rest of the assets.
So then, are you here right now to liquidate some more?
See, that's the thing. I was pretty sure that I gave very precise instructions that we would take every single person on board, go and check the quality of their organs, and if they were high enough to extract them, and make sure that organ transplants could be given to our community because we are a caring corporation. But it seems there's a number of organs that seem to have not been collected, so I've been sent to retrieve. Nothing personal, I just think your lungs could be better elsewhere.
No, I think you'll have to understandably agree to disagree, because no, I think they've been put to pretty good use right now. And so you know what? I'm sure there are plenty of other organs that I've been smoking for a while. Just these lungs ain't really that great. I mean, they're perfect for me, but for anybody else, it just causes more harm than good. So it was great talking to you. Thank you for your fancy chairs and for stranding us in the desert not once but twice.
Yes, this is a relatively remote location, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well.
And
Salazar Stargazer pulls a very, very long-looking pistol. If your lungs aren't to scratch, then, well, your eyes are certainly very pretty.
Wish I could say the same. And it's just gonna like scoop sand and right into their face and try and roll out of the way.
Okay. We're going to make a single, because of the way that this game works, resolving scenes is done with a single roll. So we're going to make this roll now, and then kind of like interpret what that means as we kind of end things and escape. So this could feasibly be a teamwork roll. There is nothing that is preventing Locker from getting involved here, I don't think.
I think so. Do you say that out loud?
No. I'm right now in the moment, just
right,
like I said what I
ahead.
said, and then I just scoop and kind of like all in like time slows down, and you just see me kind of like roll and scoop as much sand as I can get towards them, and then try and like either get behind that chair or preferably behind the car.
Okay. So are we then saying that Theo is taking point on this roll?
Yes.
What stat are you using, Theo?
I would like to argue for willpower because I don't want to die.
Absolutely. Are there any of your odd jobs that are relevant to this particular?
I would say junk hoarder, because if there was plenty of stuff left on my belt, I would have random either pieces from I would either have pieces from like parts I worked on, or had pieces that I knew I was going to replace things that were broken on the ship, or just have random like junk pieces that I thought either looked nice or would be useful in the future on me. So I would have like, I would want to like take those and kind of fashion it into a weapon.
Sounds good. Now, on the other side of things, Locker, it seems that because you're 3D printing a chain right now, that your rudimentary 3D printer is relevant to the role at hand. So that's an additional 15 going on here. So currently, Theo is going to be rolling 30 plus 15 plus 15. So that is rolling plus 60. That's pretty good.
Nope.
So Theo, why don't you go and make that roll for me? Go and make that willpower roll plus 60. And Locker, why don't you also go make just a flat D100 roll? And we're going to be taking whichever is higher because you're working together.
So with the roll, I should put the 30 for the value, and then for the modifier 30, right?
For the modifier 30, yes. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, okay. That's 143.
Looking good. 17. Okay. Very good. So
And
because you
I helped.
because you exceeded because you exceeded 100, like any good anime, going beyond 100% is a good sign. Exceeding is critical. So you've critically succeeded here. With that in mind, so you get what you want and then some, but also factoring in maybe the fact that Locker didn't roll that high as we kind of talk through how this little kind of combat scene goes. So yeah. As Salazar Stargazer lazily kind of like draws their incredibly long pistol and levels it at Theo and says, "You have very pretty eyes," and we see the finger on the trigger slowly curl, and then you have the cloud of dust. Yeah.
So then, that happens, and I see that, and again, I like in just everything slows down, and I just in one motion kind of, because I said I was leaning back at first when I was like, "What do you mean like liquidate?" And that's I was hoping I didn't have to, but I was ready. So as that happens, I just kind of like look over at Locker and just hope it freaking jumps in or gets a clue or takes the hint that everything's going down and is ready with that chain. So I just roll and throw just a big old cloud of sand in their face, roll around behind the chair, and then just kind of like dive behind the car and whip out my multi-tool and just start trying to grab any pieces of like scrap metal I have, and I'm gonna like try and cut parts of the car off and try and fashion a weapon and like some kind of I think I only have time for a weapon because I would like to do like a weapon and some kind of shield, but I think I just have enough time for a weapon.
Just getting the car up and moving so you can drive away from the gun-wielding maniac is...
That's actually, let's do that.
You throw a big cloud of sand and dust to which they fire through, and you glance out the field of your vision as the hard light armchair just shatters like glass into a billion pieces as a bullet goes straight through it. You're like,
as I feel like pretty much as soon as that bullet was fired, there's like and then like Locker just like explodes out of the side of the auto cab with a very like I would say probably only like successfully like having, you know, a foot of functioning chain, and it's like very clearly like been aborted mid like fabrication, but like he like comes out like and then kind of like posts up and like takes in the situation and is looking for Theo.
Theo is in the driver's seat, like, get your ass back in.
Apologies, and so he wheelies. Actually, I feel like Theo probably takes off a little bit, and then Locker is like wheelies behind him.
As you kind of like glance away to the car auto cab and then glance back to Salazar, even in these desert sands, you hear the click, click, click of these high-heeled boots as they, like a cheetah or a jaguar, have just gone from 0 to 55 miles an hour from that chair and are in your face.
We're getting Terminated, is what you're telling me.
Well,
yeah, we get that kind of shot where like you look at an open space and then immediately in frames there is a character in extreme close-up as we see Salazar Stargazer wind up for an attack against LKR. We rolled a critical hit, so it doesn't hit LKR. How do you escape this this attack and get back in the car?
Let's see. Yeah, I feel like there's like she crosses a lot. She's trying to like melee. So I feel like there's a moment of the auto cab is driving off. Locker is like holding on to like the side of the auto cab and just like wheeling like alongside it. She like crosses like to Locker, and so Locker like just very robotically moves his right leg at a perfect 90-degree angle, and like the wheelie is still moving, and so the wheelie, like her hand like hits the wheel and it actually parries it upward, so it like deflects her and they are able to like keep it moving.
Yeah, in this like hyper fast moment, we get the parry of the moving wheel and it hits slow motion as her pistol arm is flung directly into the air, and we see them fire the shot of the bullet that just goes into the stratosphere. It doesn't actually hit you, but it would have definitely just torn a very clean hole through your chassis had it actually hit.
And so then from like the perspective inside the car, you see Locker's hands kind of like grab and like hoist himself up and into the car, like, we are being followed.
As you hit the manual override for the piloting of the auto cab and start to speed off down the line, Salazar yells after you. You are designed for planned obsolescence. You're to be replaced. As there are multiple kind of shots in, you see kind of chunks of asphalt shatter and break as you're speeding away. One of the wing mirrors is shot clean off. She's not a terrible shot considering the amount of pace you're putting between even the target, but
I'm doing the old serpentine.
They don't hit you, but you are now driving at a surprising, or at least a much more intense pace than you had previously intended, which we might hit. Let's go hit this.
Uh-oh.
Technically, this was a location that you have gone and done a roll in, and you got a critical success. So we do get points towards meeting a yearning. Oh, I also forgot to do this when you unlocked your creativity stat locker. But now that you're on your road to actualizing yourself, the hidden yearning that you noted for yourself is now apparent. Whatever that might be.
Ooh.
That's right. Okay, great. Do I say it out loud?
Well, this in the same way that we had a talking scene on the way to meeting Salazar Stargazer. This is technically another talking scene. It's just not calm, as you are booking it towards the next piece of civilization. You are in a moment where you're not in immediate danger and are free to chat.
Are you hit?
I am not hit. Theodore.
Not like I care, but whatever. All right, good.
Theodore,
What?
it has come to my attention that your reflexes in these scenarios could be quicker, better.
Are you sick? Oh, help me, God. I will turn this car around.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Am I shot?
Where is the lie?
Am I shot? Are we out of the situation? You're welcome.
We are out of this situation for the time being.
Why? Is it because of what you did? Is it because of that 6 inches of chain you managed to print out in 20 minutes?
I was following your orders. I was making the chain. You initiated the attack before the chain was ready. If we are to survive, you must be iterated.
Oh my God. Okay, everybody talking about liquidating and iterating, and y'all need to all just leave me the hell alone.
I only wish to see that you will find your happiness, Theo.
Oh my God.
I am here to protect you.
Yeah, you've done a fantastic job of it so far.
Now, I am just saying that if you were to possibly relinquish control of this autocap, I could take it over, and the probability that I will be able to pilot it to a successful location increases threefold.
You know what? I'm tired. I don't want to slap the bolts out you, so I'm just going. You know what? And he pulls over. Fine, you do your thing. I need a nap. I need to, not even a nap. I just need to not do something for a few minutes, because I don't know if you felt scared or anything, but we got organ harvester and I want to keep my organs. So do you think? Just do you think? Whatever.
Very mechanically, Locker condenses their body down to a very thin and just climbs into the driver's seat, and then takes over, and then starts driving as well.
I think we need a change of tone. Things have gotten surprisingly emotional. Please roll 20, I beg of you. There we go. We continue to drive. At this point, you are used to the roads of Betamax 4. People with a worse constitution than a synthetic being would feel intimidated by the fact that you can drive and drive and drive on these roads and not really feel like you are making any progress. But the fact that you're no longer being shot at does give a frame of reference for the tribulations that you have left behind.
Could be worse.
But this does present a interesting conundrum. For the longest period of time, your existence has been defined by how efficiently you can assist the company that you've been built for. You exist to help Hancock Interplanetary, and by proxy, this means that you are here to help Theo. But now, it feels like, well, none of that really matters. After all, should the worst thing happen and Theo happens to be harvested, then what are you supposed to live for now?
I think there is that question is like the answer to that question is unclear, which then I think Locker then starts to default back to all right, well then I need to make sure that Theo is around, which means that I must iterate for Theo.
This makes sense to you. When the simulations turn up an incomplete or unideal result, you just run the simulation again with different parameters and expect a better outcome, potentially. If it's not a better outcome, you can always iterate again. You have infinite time. Cycles mean so much little to synthetic beings where organic ones will slowly fade and get old. Still, this information about what has become of Hancock Interplanetary and potentially the fates of your previous colleagues does sit somewhere and might inform where you drove to next. Also, because you reached a critical success, you have gained as a team 4 desire points. In a circumstance where only one person's desire was apparent, that person would just get the desire points. However, there are 2 desires that now exist, and both of them are to be explored. So, we get to decide who gets the desire points, using a fun little thing called the Prisoner's Dilemma. What I'm going to have you both do is type into the Roll20 chat so people can see, and then hit enter at the same time. I want you to choose either Theo or Locker as the person who gets the desire points. If both people think the same person should get the desire points, that person gets the points. If both players think they should get the desire points, no desire points are accrued. If the players think each other should get the desire points are split in half.
Jesus.
I would like you both to go and type in either Theo or Locker into the Roll20 chat, please, without hitting enter.
Yep.
All right. Done.
Marvelous. On the count of 3, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go, and on go, you're going to go hit enter and reveal to the world what you have selected. Are you both ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go. Ooh! Having selected each other, you now both get 2 desire points. Where we head to next informs a little bit more about making both of your yearnings better realized. I will represent that on screen, but during a period of time where both of you can actually have a discussion with each other. So I don't think there's anything else to necessarily discuss this scene. So I think the scene changes, unless there's anything anybody wants to say before we move to our next location.
I wanted to say something real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
And he's just staring. He's been staring out of the window. Like, he said this whole thing about resting, but ever since Locker took over, he's just been staring out the window. And after I'd say like 20 minutes of driving, he's just, what? Did you have any idea this was going to happen?
I had been noticing productivity on the Accord in a steady decline for the past several cycles. It was a logical next step to see us
To murder everyone?
to be liquidated. Liquidation in the corporate terms comes in many forms. This is extreme, but it is not unheard of.
So where the hell do you land on all this? Are you here to
Unclear.
liquidate me?
Oh, Theo, I am here to protect the crew of the Accord. And as of right now, you are the only member of the Accord crew. I am here to...
You still keep that.
Hmm?
No, he just goes, well, we'll see how long you keep that ideal.
Theo, everything will be okay.
Okay. Everyone else on the ship is dead. We have some crazy psycho assassin trying to kill and harvest me. We have no money, no friends, no one to help us. The company we work for that I've dedicated decades of my life to wants me dead. Please tell me how it's going to be okay.
Locker's quiet for a second, and then... Theo, when I said everything will be okay, I was lying. I am trying to iterate, and iteration and hope, and sometimes hope is needed to iterate, no matter how futile it may seem.
Gonna look confused. Sorry. He's just gonna look confused for a minute because Locker just said that he lied, which is impossible because of directives. So he's just gonna like side eye, and it's just now confused because now he's horrified that he's being hunted for his organs, but also is like, wait, now what's going on with this computer now? It's there's so much, and he's just gonna like take a deep breath and just like kind of like, I'm trying to think, I guess face plant into the window and just stare outside.
Did I upset you? I am new to not telling the truth.
How is that even possible?
Unclear. I find it in this...
Well, if
What?
anything else decides to change and you get a hankering to harvest my organs, you let me know. At least let me know.
Theo. And Locker very mechanically extends an arm out and puts it on Theo's shoulder. Theo, your organs are of no use to me. And then he puts his hand back on the steering wheel. Did that make you feel better?
I'm kind of upset that it did.
Locker, there are There's a kind of like road sign suggests that the road is going to split to two nearby destinations soon. There is the city of Grafton, but there is also Deepwell Junkyard. Where would you like to drive to?
I'm gonna go to Grafton.
Absolutely.
We need to find people, not junk.
We drive to Grafton. Ooh, Grafton's pretty high energy. Let's go with this. Please. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Graph. Done. Graph. Graph.
Let's take 2 seconds out to
Grafton.
just. Let's take 2 seconds out to just do a chef's kiss to Nathan's musical choices tonight. Just,
I mean, come on.
fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, Grafton is very busy, very, very busy. Theo, did you grow up on Earth?
I want to say no. I think I grew up on one of the first colonies.
You're a Martian.
So it was,
nice.
It was very Earth-like, like, kind of like, Earth's cousin. It had a lot of the same things, but had its own identity. It kind of adapted stuff too.
I think, especially if we're going to reflect how terraforming of other planets is framed under our current climate, a lot of the first cities of Mars were corporate made, and as a result, the buildings that were fabricated, the urban planning structure, was not to be altered because it is made with a very express purpose. So you have never encountered the idea of graffiti before?
Ha.
So I'm just looking around in like confusion, wonder, and horror.
This city is covered in paint.
Yeah, it's. Let me think. What's the best way to describe what's going on right now? Oh, okay. If you're a kid who's grown up in one of those houses where plastic is all over the couches all the time, but then you go to your friend's house and like cushions are thrown all over the place, and there's just like people jumping up and down on the couches, and just like cats scratching on the back of the couch, and just pandemonium. That feeling of what in the flip is going on is that's what he's going through right now.
And yeah, what does Locker think of Grafton?
This is a very inefficient usage of color markings and indicators. Traffic signs are barely legible. This is a hazard waiting to happen.
In fact, you find surprisingly few cars here. There are some, but it's definitely not the hyper efficient version of some of the planets that you've parked on previously, or even in Bonsai City, where they had a pretty elaborate public transport that went up and down the various kind of like branches. Yeah, pretty few cars, mostly pedestrianized here. Probably because the traffic signs are so heavily edited.
Is there? Oh, geez, I'm sorry. What was our parent company name again?
Oh, yes. So you all technically belong to, or used to belong to, Hancock Interplanetary, a subsidiary of Singularity Incorporated, who have now liquidated the company you used to work for.
Singularity. I write it down because I can't remember.
Oh yeah, no, I have it in my line like that too.
Is there like is there any kind of like branch that we know? Because we were planning on showing up here. We were planning on docking here. Is there a branch that sort of exists on this planet, possibly in Grafton?
There is, but it's not here.
Ah, okay.
It's not far away. It's another night's drive. You definitely wouldn't have reached it from your previous location. This was a reasonable stop along the road. So it seems that if you were trying to get to what is or maybe was Hancock Interplanetary HQ on this planet, you'll need to at least spend some time here before heading on. And as a result, we now go back to our steps of how we would like to spend time in a location. Would y'all like to find work, gather information, or shop for supplies? Since both of you are individual people with your own agency now, you may decide to do separate things.
Locker is going to go shopping for a more suitable means of self-defense for Theo.
With what money?
I do not need money. I can, and then he like opens up a compartment and pulls out another like bottle full of liquid. Like, I can barter.
Oh, you might. From the way that crazy hotel lady was talking, you might want to be careful just flashing that around to everybody.
I will strike a deal, and I will close said deal.
This drink is for closers only, indeed. Theo, what would you like to do while in Grafton?
I was hoping to God that my robotic partner in crime would choose either gather information or get a job, so I could do the other.
You could also shop for supplies. That's allowed. You just do a different thing. Okay.
No, I think. Oh my God. I think right now the most important thing would be, shoot. I think, you know what, gathering information, I want to say.
Okay. Nice. Well, with both of those in mind, who would we like to go and see their little side story first?
I think I went first last time, so.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And we go.
All right. Where do you just... Tyler, the performer, where would you like Locker to go and find this potential seller? Buyer, rather. Because you find one, you know, it would be a boring story if you didn't find somebody who'd be interested in it. But where are they? What's the vibe of this location?
I feel like, I don't know, this feels a little bit like inverted to me because I feel like there would be some kind of like black market or something where you would sell things at, and that black market might be surrounded by a lot of like graffiti and things like that. But in this space, it feels like the place to like barter and exchange might be comparatively a clean building.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
And so I think he like posts up to the equivalent, the Grafton equivalent of a pawn shop, and he's going to very confidently like wheel himself into the pawn shop to try and find someone who's like willing to make a deal.
Sounds good. Let's go with this jam. This building that it has it has a pretty solid like sign up top. It has like a branded sign, and it seems that this entire building, it's multiple floors and a surprisingly big complex, is just called Swatch. excuse me, with a tagline: an item for every hue.
Ha. Yes, love it.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, Locker is just kind of like, wheels up, opens the door, and kind of like pulls his cloak, even though it's very see-through. He pulls it up to sort of like conceal his face, and walks up to the counter. I wish to sell some wares.
Oh, that's marvelous. Welcome to Swatch, where there is an item for every hue. I will be your sales guide for your transaction. Nishki Bradshaw.
Ishki.
So, and there is you take a look around the space. I've only been to these kind of building places a handful of times, but it's like a space that's like almost like an open plan working or office space that you can rent by the hour, and they're usually quite open and quite bright, and there's a gigantic tea making area and that kind of thing. You kind
Very
of
WeWork.
Yeah, there we go. There used to be one near my place of work called Zifferblatt. What a name.
Zifferblatt.
I know. But yeah, it's very much that kind of space. Everybody is there's a lot of booth seating, and it seems that people tend to be having very quiet, intense discussions in their little booth seats. May I ask what is the nature of the item you will be transacting today? I'm sure we'll be able to find the ideal color for it.
It is a synthetic, a viscous synthetic that is of a very and as Locker is saying this, he's a little bit more rigid than he normally is. Just every now and again he kind of does a quick twitch or jerk, because I think he's activating a part of him that is brand new, and that he's trying to talk around saying that this is a contraband chemical, and so he's trying to solve for that. It is a synthetic material that is worthwhile and hard to find.
Would this be one that would be useful for machines like yourself, or is it a consumable? Is it sundries?
It is, and then he kind of thinks back. He's it is enjoyed by machines in large amounts and by living humanoids in small amounts, controlled amounts.
Okay. There's a pause. I think we have the right painter to go and find the right hue for you. If you wouldn't mind to go taking a seat in the booth over there.
Locker just kind of there's a beat of silence, and then it just walks over, and then very rigidly just sits perfect down and at one of those things where his knees come up a little bit too high, because he's just so tight.
There's a bit of a wait, and then after a while you hear footsteps, and getting into the booth with you is another android. Well, nice to meet you. How's it going?
Hello, I am looking to sell some wares.
Oh, you're a pretty stiff one. I guess you're pretty new to experiences of being a free agent. I should probably go and introduce myself. I'm the neo-human operating technician, or not. Nice to meet you.
It is good to make your acquaintance. I am Locker.
Ah, Locker. Nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Right, so, I've heard that you've got a bit of a substance that's useful for both me and the meatbags that wander around here, huh? Oh boy, you don't need to pretend to laugh until you're actually good at it.
Noted. Real quick, what is the name of this substance again?
Oh, you've heard it described as Heartliner whiskey.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't really describe what not looked like. Not is, although not the same spelling, definitely lots of bundles of cables that have been strapped together in thick enough sets to be limbs, with a kind of like a torso that is, I think, several like crystalline cubes that are almost translucent, but there are so many of them stacked together it looks dense. That seems to be kind of like a small server ticking away behind all those separate cubes of glass or crystal or whatever. The face is actually an LCD screen that doesn't try to do a human face, really. It's not trying to hit any uncanny valley, but there is enough lines and space of expression where you can get an impression of the person that they're trying to be. There's even like a front bang of hair that is on this LCD screen.
One bang.
Hey, there's not enough room for any other hair. It'd obscure the face otherwise.
Yes. Let's see. Are you familiar with Heartline?
Oh, that's.
And I think.
There's just a whole bunch of who's and ha's and ha-hoos that come from not in response to that without actually answering your question.
I don't. You didn't give. What? Yeah. No.
Oh man, even your pragmatics are fucked. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I heard of it. I've heard of it. Just a little bit. But that stuff's pretty hard to come by. Are you saying that you got some of that on you? Because that's a big moolah, baby.
I have enough to make a deal with. I am looking for a firearm.
Whoa! Well, I didn't know you liked to party like that. Well, I'll show you yours if you show me mine. If you take that line from the top. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Locker starts to like, undo, like open the compartment, and then kind of freezes. And you first.
All right. Even if you are a bit of a baby, you do know how to go and do a negotiation properly, I bet. All right, then. From the kind of like various of the crystalline cubes on Not's body light up and project beams of light onto this table, which then manifests in hard light. It looks to us as viewers of this TV show, this anime, a like Nerf Maverick revolver. It's cartoonish how chunky this revolver looks. I don't carry the real thing on me because, you can't be wandering these streets with things this juicy, but this is a replica, a hard like replica. You have the goods and I can get you the real thing.
And at this, I think I might try to do a charm roll.
I have an idea for what this roll might be.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we got that, but it's going to be this charm roll. But do you put your bottle on the table?
I was like, I would like to see the real version first before the goods.
All right. I mean, I like to sit down at the table and leave with the goods. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I'll get you the gun. Hold your horses. And he goes away, comes back, a physical version of the gun. I would just show this baby to everybody. You know, it could be a bit intimidating for people to look at it. The joke doesn't land.
I don't.
Look, just show me the Heartline whiskey already.
He jettisons it out of a side compartment and sort of holds it very close to the chest.
Not bad. Giving it a look down in inspection. This looks like the real thing, but the best way to check if it's the real thing is a taste test, baby. And he also produces, that he seemed to have picked up while he went away to go get the gun, 2 shot glasses. We're both gonna have a drink, you and I. And then we'll see if this is the real deal. And it means that I don't get in trouble for drinking on the job.
But you are drinking on the job.
It's in the name of business rather than pleasure, although I do like to mix the two.
Locker is going to sort of uncock it and pour out 2 shots.
Let's go make this charm roll and see how badly this alcohol fucks you up.
All right, boom.
Any relevant skills to manifest here?
No. This is all new for old Locker. Okay.
Beautiful. Go and do the D100 with the 35 charm.
So it's still 0, but with a plus 35.
So no, what it means is that stat is now replaced. So rather than it being 0, it is now just 35.
All right. Boom.
With no modifiers.
Modifier, no. Okay. Boom. Oh.
Ooh. Yeah. Uses that charm. 109. Hey. You exceed 100.
Hey. So I think there's a moment of Locker takes it. I don't know. Going just solely off of this drawing, I feel like there's maybe in this tri-optical section, there's a ploof of steam, and then that disc sort of protrudes out, and there's a bit of an intake slot. And so he takes the shot and he pours it into his eyes, and then it closes, and then there's more steam shoots out cause this shit's strong. But then he keeps it together, and he does the thing. It is of a very high purity.
Ooh. Yeah, no, this natural oil courses through your kind of just compression system, your liquid coolant system, and what do we go and do? I think we're gonna go for this. We go and kick it up a little bit.
Kick that on up a notch.
Give me that judgment jams.
Hey.
Ooh. It is as they say, hitting. This both enhances and twists your sensory input in a way. So what about your sensory input is enhanced, and what about your sensory input is twisted? Real quick, because we're going to smash cut over to Theo in a little bit.
Yeah, I think it is systems are running much faster, but they are running much less accurately. So he's processing like a lot of information, but he might be interpreting it wrong. Yeah.
You were rounding those decimal points left and right with wanted reckless abandon.
With a high margin of error.
Immediately you see kind of like steam escape from like the facets within the body of Not, and the LCD expression becomes flushed. Oh boy! Oh my god! I would like ask for a second one, but
Do not try
But,
to take my goods before we make a deal. Do not.
Yeah, I don't think I can handle another one. Excuse me 1 second. Woo! Gets up, and we cut away. We cut away to where's Theo? Where did Theo get to?
I think Theo would wander around a little bit, try and just like observe people. See exactly where he would probably find the nearest bar. Because if you know, anyone that's been on a ship or really in a city or anywhere knows, everybody starts gossiping at the bar.
Absolutely.
At the bar.
This is a classy or a shitty bar?
Oh, of course, shitty, because that's where you get the good info.
Let's go for something a bit grungy. Nice. Okay. Yeah. You find your way to the Burnt Umber.
Ooh, I like it.
And it's pretty dingy. They've decided like all of the kind of like various seating and furnishings have been kind of like repurposed. So all the lights are actually kind of like old school style street lamps that have clearly been taken from elsewhere and rewired and reset to be the lighting in this particular bar. There seems to be a pretty solid range of booze here, mostly beers and ales rather than whiskeys or spirits or anything. It's everything's like on tap. In fact, you can even see the gigantic casks that are holding the beers, kind of like in the distant background.
Dude.
What kind of person you're looking for?
Because I was thinking I might find just go around and like talk with people, but they probably won't converse back if I just walk up and say, "Hello, friend, I want to talk to you about stuff and junk."
Okay.
So usually, like having a drink with you and you sit down, they'll be like, "All right, this person can drink next to me, sure." And then I can't go get a drink because I don't have money. So
shall we roll to schmooze then, and then see how it goes on the other side?
I mean, if you put it out there, how am I going to say no? All right, so we're going to schmooze with my highest stat.
Ooh. You're being sarcastic again. You're going to go with the charm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, willpower.
I mean, if you can justify the approach of your schmoozing, if this is persistent rather than.
I think I want to use charm just because I want to use some of these bad. You know, he's not a charming individual, so I think this is natural. Like this has to happen this way.
And I think you can use your odd job talent as street food vendor on this particular one. I think that's relevant here. Both for small talk, and you actually are familiar with the brewing process of some of these types of beer. You've heard of them.
Oh, okay. So I want to sit at the bar and I want to talk to the bartender, who I assume is the owner.
All right,
just for
cool.
no reason other than just I would assume that's the case.
Then go and give me that wandering roll with creativity 10 and a modifier of 15.
Right, 10 and 15. Come on. 83.
83, that's a full success. Yeah. You go and strike up a conversation with the bartender, a Roland.
Mm-hmm.
No surname, just Roland.
Okay. So I think I just go up to the bar and, obviously at first, what am I getting you?
Okay, we're doing this kind of energy of voice then again. That's fine. I'm pretty good at this one, so I don't mind doing it. What am I getting you?
No, I actually came here to really just get information. Wait, what do you have to eat? What do you have, like, food-wise?
Oh my god, well, we are the finest mushroom purveyors, grillers, and brewers in Grafton.
Mushroom? That's it?
Hey, out in the desert, pretty interesting things that you can grow, pretty limited list. You're not going to be getting any cauliflower, no strawberries, he says with his hands in dainty.
Yeah, you're right. Well, okay, so what strawberry, what mushroom things do you have?
Well, in terms of to eat, we have the most delightful 18 spice mushroom cubes going, stir-fried by yours truly. The oil is a trade secret.
And what else?
On top of that, we've got your mushroom surf and turf. Designed these ones, rather than going for the spices, go for your kind of a synthetic blend to go and mimic both the flavor and the texture of grilled fish and meat. Some people prefer the more au natural approach for the spices, but if you want to eat like a king on a pauper's budget, mushroom surf and turf's for you, mate.
Wow, that actually reminds me. I worked, did a little, did some odd jobs back in the day.
Segue.
I did a little. I had my own little, like, food cart on the little corner, and one thing I noticed, if you take mushrooms and you like cut them into, like, little slivers, and you bread them and you fry them, let me tell you, that is amazing. It is. You think it wouldn't be, but once you try it, you're welcome. That's all I'm gonna say. You're welcome.
Like a mushroom sashimi, or more like a mushroom medallion? Now, like, how thin are we talking here?
Well, no, more like a mushroom French fry, but like battered.
Yeah, there's a confused blink at the word French, but no, that makes sense in universe. All right. And he
here. Do you have some mushrooms?
He immediately kind of, like, clears a little bit of space in the bar and kind of pulls out some kind of, like, larger, your kind of portobello style, big beefy ones, and pulls out a surprisingly delicate looking knife made of bright blue, almost glass. The edge of it, so the kind of cutting edge of it, so thin you can't quite, like, make out where the point is with a natural eye.
You mind if I?
Oh no, sorry, nobody's going to be touching this but me, mate. But I got the impression of what you were talking about.
Yep. No, I got you. So yeah, just cut them up, and then I'll show you what to do next.
And you go through the process, and there's, like, a whole cooking montage. There's a kind of, it's a proper Studio Ghibli food porn moment
Yeah.
Where then plated and kind of like clattered onto the kind of like bar desk is this kind of like freshly, kind of like slightly steamy and still faintly sizzling stack of chunky cut mushroom French fries, where there's a subheading that states this as well, so you know what item it is.
Go ahead and try one.
All right. Puts one into mouth. Chews slowly.
He's gonna lean in.
What?
This, I'm sorry, the change of music.
Yeah, I know.
Reminds me of that anime, the cooking one.
Yep. No,
Oh,
that's
yes.
you have discovered the reference. Congratulations.
Just, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. And you we're gonna kind of cut out the finer details of the conversation here, but he definitely perks up and gets to have a very animated conversation with you, which you then kind of like slowly steer back into the thing that you actually want to talk about. So what do you want out of this kind of exchange now that you've made a friend with Roland?
Okay, I would like to see if there's any steady work, or not steady work, but something a little more legit than our previous job. And and if at all possible, I would also like to ask about any dealings with the was it Hancock Interplanetary? Yeah, and the parent company of them as well.
Sure.
Their presence in this city, and I guess really just anywhere nearby.
So you get the rundown that there are a number of engineers that kind of work almost as like a community effort within Grafton. This does mean that not necessarily all of them have formal training, but there are enough of them with enough broad range of expertise where if something kind of breaks on a municipal level, there'll be somebody who will know kind of something about it, and then sometimes enough numbers thrown at the issue means that the problem will be resolved. But it means that there are often a lot of creative fixes because they either don't have the specific expertise or the materials to be able to fix it themselves. It works quite well, but they're always looking for additional people to add to that pool of knowledge. It doesn't specifically kind of have the salaried pay that working for a corp would do, but obviously because they keep the city running, the city looks after them in exchange quite comfortably. What you do find is actually this was an exhibition city that was built by Hancock Interplanetary a while ago. And so, it was built essentially for a convention to demonstrate new city builds, which was then no longer used after the convention ended. And with it being one of the few spots on Betamax 4 that had been appropriately terraformed to seat people, but not used, people kind of just moved here.
Gotcha.
And they have since been kind of building and updating on it since. There were instances every so often of Hancock Interplanetary having people show up to essentially excise their ownership of the property, but they have been sending too few people, and the last couple cycles nobody has been showing up, and they would ask why, but also they're kind of tired of having to go and drive away corp people, so they're not really questioning it.
Okay.
Roland obviously then learns from you that Hancock Interplanetary no longer exists as a business, and they would be like, oh, well, that would explain a lot. Good fucking riddance, if you ask me.
Yeah. I guess. Phew. Also, can I ask for one more favor?
You didn't roll a critical under current circumstances, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to necessarily say yes, but go ask.
Oh no. Yeah, like no, he doesn't. Beaz doesn't expect.
Oh yeah.
Any kind of success, but this is just Theo talking to him.
Absolutely. Oh, we're it's getting pretty late, mate. But what can I do for you?
It's nothing you have to do. It's nothing. Just if anybody comes asking about me, you didn't see me. Just I'm not bringing any heat on you. I just, because of what I told you earlier, they're not handling it in the best way. So trust me.
Roland gives a really blithe shrug. Hey, most people who live here are running away from something, innit?
Cool, thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, next time I'm in the area, I'm gonna teach you about mushroom burgers. Yeah.
There is a flat expression being like, motherfucker, you think I don't know how to cook a mushroom burger? And then claps you on the shoulder and laughs. You step out of Swatch and run into Locker as they, as it turned out, you step out of the burnt umber onto the city streets as it is now hit kind of like late evening. And you incidentally run into Locker, who is also, it turns out that Swatch wasn't that far away. So you just kind of like meet each other back in the street.
Theo.
There you go.
Theo.
Yeah.
I have procured an upgrade for you, Theo, my buddy, my pal, Theo.
Did you take it from yourself?
No,
All right.
no. Theo, I am good. I am good. Systems operating at 107% effectiveness. Do you want to see the upgrade, Theo?
Sure.
Here it is, Theo. And he just like kind of pulls
whip out a gun.
Yeah. This is for you. I got this for you, my friend.
Stop pointing that at me. What the hell is wrong with
No,
you?
it's an upgrade. You are iterating now.
Okay, you need to iterate that thing in another direction before you iterate me out of existence. Just give it here.
Yes, that was the point.
God.
Now
Are you drunk?
No.
You was sipping on that stuff, weren't you?
I had some hardline whiskey.
Oh my God.
And I made a deal.
Out of all the robots I get stuck with the one that gets drunk.
Not drunk, more efficient.
Oh no. You know, all right. Well, I found some stuff out too. All right, there's like there's a group of engineers, like, you know, kind of like a little like unionized group of them. I'm gonna try and get work with them, so I don't have to get uppercut out of it into the stratosphere by bodyguards. And you know, we can actually have some money in. How the hell did you pay? Did you trade for this?
I traded the hardline whiskey.
Okay, well, we're gonna run out of that soon, so we won't be able to trade much more.
I think I might already be out.
Oh, I was just
You still have you have a bottle left.
Okay.
And in fact,
I am almost out.
in you both kind of process the fact that you probably need to sleep somewhere. Fortunately, though, one of the kind of like local like motels within Grafton, you kind of like put down a shot of Heartliner whiskey, and they're just kind of like, yeah, cool. Even that amount is enough to sell for a reasonable amount. So they put you up.
I think in this, like in. Oh, go ahead.
No. I wasn't saying anything.
In this motel situation, Locker's like, I think maybe in the time that they've like posted up in the motel, maybe he's come down a tiny little bit. Theo, are you not looking for answers as to what became of the Accord? You are taking up a job here. Do you wish to stay on Betamax 4?
One, no, I am not planning on staying. It seems we don't have much of a choice right now, especially from everything we've learned. I think it's pretty safe to assume everybody else on the ship is dead, and the ship is probably stripped right now. So I don't think that's our way out. So yeah, I'm not really going to be focusing too much on what happened to the ship. I would like confirmation just in case I'm wrong, but I think our main focus is money and survival, you know, the whole not getting harvested thing. That would be nice. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm going for. I do not want to live here, but if we have to, then we should probably figure something out to sustain ourselves.
With this, we've accrued a lot of desire points in our jaunt today. Locker has accrued 4 with their critical success, and Theo has accrued another 2 with their regular success. You are in a position to go and assign that to a person. Under normal rules, when somebody hits 7, the next scene is essentially resolving them finding their yearning. So I will leave it up to you as to how you would like to go and give those points around, considering both of you are currently at 2.
So
you have 4 and I have 2.
To spend on whatever you'd like in terms of giving those points to somebody. Or we could do another round of a Prisoner's Dilemma to see where those points go. I think either way, what resolves next will be the final scene, but if somebody isn't at 7, neither of you might not get actually what you want.
I mean, I guess it looks like we're gonna have to give all this to Locker.
Really? Because my thing is to give you a thing. I'm trying to level you up, buddy.
All right. I think with that in mind, this clearly is something that needs to be talked out in character. To that end, so we're at the motel. It's late. Even at this point, the people who are kind of just generally reveling out in the streets in the evening have started to wind down and head to their various beds, and it's now, for maybe the first time since you've entered Grafton, quiet.
Locker kind of like turns to Theo. There I did not inquire earlier, and on the ship I never had a chance to see this. What is your level of experience with one of these? And then he kind of gestures to the Nerf ass pistol that he gave him.
Well, I mean, I had a lot of practice back on Mars on the colony with, as he says that, like when he goes with, he looks like he's about to say something, and then his eyes just shoot down, and you just see his expression completely change, and he just kind of like, you see him fiddle with the gun a little bit, and he just stops talking. Really, he just gets lost in thought.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Am I okay? Well, let's take a little. You're a robot. You'll appreciate this. Let's take a little list here, a little inventory of what's been going on. A company that I've dedicated my life to is done. I guess closed, out of business. And the wonderful severance package that they gave us was, oh yeah, to murder and harvest everyone's organs. Fantastic Christmas party that was. I am currently being hunted by an insane assassin. Um, everyone I knew is dead. I seem to be stuck on this planet for the foreseeable future until I make enough money to get back to the colony. And I hope I can leave so I can at least visit my son one last time.
Your son?
Yeah, he was great.
I do not recall your son in your profile in the dossier on the ship.
He wouldn't be there. He takes a hard swallow at that.
I am here, Theo, to help you. I am here to help you become better. I am here to iterate. I am here for you.
Uh-huh. Well, that's great now. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what the best move is here. Crazy. I really don't. I mean, I didn't think I'd need to say this out loud, but I don't want to die. So, yeah.
I don't want you to die either. Which is why we will do this as partners.
Guess we're stuck in this together, huh?
Theo, I am requiring sleep.
Yeah, shut down. I'll stay up a little longer. I think.
Theo, I know this from archival data, but you are not effective when you are tired.
Yeah, not effective when I'm dead, so I would like to at least stay up some to make sure that that whole thing doesn't happen to me. If I'm asleep, I can't really protect myself, or I guess whatever. So I mean, how do we know someone hasn't been watching us? How do we know we're not being stalked right now?
You can see the tired in Theo's eyes, Locker. Just the weight that it would be a matter of time, even if Theo decided to go and stay awake, without stimulants, is just going to fall asleep inadvertently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he ain't got much left.
Yeah, I think with that, Locker kind of acknowledged, and he sort of stands up, and then kind of crosses to the other corner of the motel room, crouches down and like does all the normal steps of going to his normal sleep, but I think his systems stay online until like the vital signs of Theo start to like even out, like his breathing and his heart rate.
Which I think he's gonna stay up as long as he can. Like he's got a lot running through his mind, so he's like, no, I can do this. I can stay up. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna make sure everything's fine. Nothing happens to us. That we're safe. And like he's going through that, and I don't even think it's more than 30 minutes, and he's just like he just kind of just blacks out.
And it's sounding like those 6 desire points accrued are going to Theo, putting him at 8.
How dare you, Tyler? How dare you?
I got what I wanted.
Theo, it's some hours pass. In fact, a full 8 hours of rest pass. But it feels like you shut your eyes and then immediately you are awoken again by a not angry, but definitely pressing knocking at the door. Hello? Hello? There's a Theo there, right? Oh God, please tell me I have the right door. Hello?
Who is it?
You don't know who I am. I've been sent by Roland. I've been told you're like an engineer. Can you help with something? It's pretty desperate.
Sure. And he's gonna like look over towards Locker. Are you still in sleep mode or?
No.
Oh. You okay?
Yes.
Ooh, no, I regret asking that now. He's gonna like walk towards the door while shooting looks back to Locker every once in a while. Like, you coming down from that stuff?
My processes hurt.
Yeah, that's what I told you. One of these days you're gonna listen to me. One of these days. And he opens the door with the gun behind his back, ready.
There's a very kind of like I would say, yeah, a dad-bodied kind of guy, but a little on the younger side though. There's the muscle of somebody who's done some physical labor, but they're also in a relatively pudgy place. But they have kind of like a shock of like bright orange, almost pinky coral hair, and a slightly worried expression on their face. Oh, thank God. Okay, so you're Theo the engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So we have an issue with our weather control, and there's going to be a dust storm coming, and our engineers are stumped about the last person who fixed it isn't around anymore. Can you please just come and look at it? We need all hands on deck.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do. And he's gonna look back and kind of just motion for Locker to follow him, and he's gonna slip the gun into like the back of his pants.
Yeah, Locker is going to very groggily get up and hobble behind Theo.
In the town plaza of Grafton, there is a large chrome-looking statue. It's quite imposing, actually, and some would say beautiful. Definitely one of the pieces of architecture that remained from the early stages of the city, although it seems to have not been covered in paint, relatively unmodified, except for the large kind of like major kind of control panel and workings that are in the base of the statue. And you realize, oh, this is the weather control.
Okay. So,
He's just gonna look around, just walk around it, looking up and down. He's gonna. Do I see any kind of paper around?
You mean kind of like stray paper?
Yeah, I mean, it could be important. I don't care. I just need something to write on, so I don't really give a damn.
You have that on you. You don't need to worry about having to find that in the environment. That's something you carry
Roll
on
for
you.
paper.
So, yeah, roll for paper. All right, so as I start walking around, I do one lap, and then you just hear like a flip. Well, you hear like a snap, and you see I pop the button on my shirt pocket, pull out my little notebook, flip the cover over to the back, whip it like I've always wanted to do this. So then I just reach into my fro and pull out a pencil.
Yes, that front tuft.
Yep. So then I do another like 2 loops, and as I'm doing it, I'm just like furiously like I look up, then just right, look down, right, look up, and just like half the time I'm just staring and writing without looking, and then I look down and just take ridiculous, just copious notes.
As you kind of walk around and start taking notes, you can like taste that the air has become drier and the wind has picked up, and occasionally you have to kind of stop writing to kind of shield your eyes from the small flecks of sand that are definitely there's more particulate in the air than there was previously. The same engineer who was asking for help with the shock coral hair is like, sandstorm's probably gonna hit in about 20. Do you have an idea of what we can do here? Things are getting pretty desperate. I mean, obviously, if we get everybody inside, no one's gonna get hurt, but like, buildings are gonna be trashed and stuff. And
I mean, the first thing, just from walking around, I don't see a power surge vent on this thing at all. That's one issue.
Yeah, we can kind of go through the finer bits and pieces of how the person who built this lost and go and scold them. They're not here.
I don't care about scolding them. I'm trying to say, you want to get this thing up and running, you need to make sure you either have it or have something that can be used as a power surge vent in the time being, to make sure it doesn't blow up on you. I don't know if y'all know this, but it can do that. And sand is the least of your worries when you're all exploded.
He comes.
The next thing.
Yeah, his face stops being angry, worried. It is now just serious. All right, let's get everybody on deck. Hey, everyone, and a various number of. It seems that everybody else who is in the area is also one of the kind of like council of engineers. And you can tell that they're all engineers of very different types by what kind of stuff they've brought with them, but they all kind of like metaphorically or literally roll up their sleeves to assist.
All right, so he's gonna do one of them things where he puts 2 fingers in, like his thumb and a finger in his mouth, and just lets out like this ear-piercing whistle. And then just like really loud, he's like, all right, I don't know any of you, you don't know me, but if y'all want to get this thing done and survive, I need you to do what I say. No questions asked, just hurry up and get to it. I don't know what anyone's specialization is, but I need at least 2 people working on creating something that can be used as a power surge vent. I need another couple of people to figure out what the hell this grav motor is doing here and why it isn't working. I need you on that right now. I also need 3 people with me so that we can get the turbo drive generator back up and running. So we need to do this now. Who's coming? Who's going where?
All right, this is going to be our last roll of the game. This is rolling to see how successfully you manage to reach your yearning of finding a place where you can be as well established as a member of the community, as an engineer.
Okay, I would like to obviously go with willpower on this one, because I am determined to get this thing up and running. I would also like to use Serious Scribbler and Note Taker, because I have essentially, in my 3 passings of it, I have essentially just sketched out the blueprints for this thing and everything that needs to be fixed.
That all sounds good to me. And
Yeah.
on top of that, the other player, Locker, may spend any number of their own desire points to increase the value of the roll by 10 per point, describing how they sacrifice their own ambitions to see their partners actualized.
How I sacrifice my own ambition. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think Locker sacrifices his own ambition by not helping, because I think with his directive being like, I want to be iterating Theo, he realizes that like Theo needs this, and while there is like a I think there's like a small like discrepancy in his drawing that would result in like an inefficiency, but he doesn't say it. And he could have fabricated it right then and there and like patched it, and it would have been working at like 98% efficiency. But instead, we're gonna get by with 95 because he's the homie. So I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him a desire point, and then I think Locker is going to like just be trying to like say move, like instead of fabricating, he's gonna be just like hauling things back and forth.
Okay, nice. I like that. So why don't you go and make that roll for me, Theo? You are rolling your willpower as your stat with a modifier of 25, the 15 of your relevant trait, plus an additional 10 given by Locker.
15 for my relevant trait?
So the relevant trait is your note taker.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that is going to be willpower, which is 30. And then you said 25 in total?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Whew, here we go. Come on, big money.
No whammies. 79.
Hey.
All right. That is a full success.
Would
Excellent.
Like to do one thing. As he's running around, getting all these things together, and he notices something in the machine, and he like stops for a second. Takes it out as everybody's like running around doing their stuff. Walks up to Locker. Can you print me on another one of these?
I already did. He opens up his side compartment and pulls out another component.
He just rolls his eyes and just takes it. And you see like the smallest smile as he turns away and walks back to the thing.
At this point, the desert storm is already upon us. It's starting to become difficult to talk, if not because of the speed and volume of the wind, but the large amount of sand that is blowing through the air. And you barely have the time to go and kick the weather control into life before you all need to duck for cover. The sound of wind and sand beating against concrete and glass and plastic is ear-splitting. It's like various hardware tools in a tornado being flung against the side of the building that you're in. And then it begins to slow and eventually stop. You step back outside, and almost like a perfect sphere, a hemisphere over Grafton, the sand pushes against the barrier but moves no further. This has been repelled. Oh, thank God. Everybody all right? Nobody injured? Amazing. Theo, you've been a lifesaver. Thank you. Everybody from Grafton, thanks you so much.
Not a problem. I was happy to help.
Look,
who's usually in charge of all this and like putting y'all together? Because it just seemed like a crazy, like a madhouse when I got here.
Chase was he's looked after the place for a long time, and then realized that there was stuff about him that they needed to go and find out about themselves, and they just had to say farewell, and they promised they'd return, but Chase never did. And unfortunately, a lot of the fine-tunings of how the weather controls worked kind of left with him. We don't get sandstorms like that super often, so it wasn't really a concern, but I don't know. I hope that wherever they are, they are heartened by the fact that their jury rigging has been improved and is still running and keeping us safe. I hope you get to meet Chase one day, actually. Stand-up person. We love them a lot.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean, since I'm here, I meant to come by earlier to ask if y'all needed any help. Funny enough, because we are looking for work because we are kind of stranded out here.
Sort of stranded.
There's a dry smile. Everybody out in these deserts is at least a little bit stranded. But yeah, of course, while you're here, especially as thank you for helping us keep Grafton intact, we're happy to help any way we can. We're not necessarily a community that's flush with credits, but we can at least get you what you need if you need to move on to somewhere else. And if you in your adventures run into Chase, let us know. Let them know that we're still thinking of him, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't mean this in an offensive way, but didn't seem like y'all can handle a crisis worth a damn. So I was kind of thinking about staying here for a bit.
Yo, what about no son?
He's gonna like shoot a glance over to Locker, and then like look back. He'll be there when I get back. He's not going anywhere.
And on that, thank you everybody for playing Wandering Spark, Darkest Hour.
And credits.
Oh my god.
Good.
Hey.
Good.
Yo, look at that.
Amazing.
Oh, dope, y'all.
Oh, that was a
I
good
am so
time.
glad I pulled out all the stops because that was a garbage roll.
Yeah, that 24 would have not got you there.
Yeah, that's just. I should have given you another desire
point. Yeah, but hey, no, we still did it. We got an ending, and a powerful ending too. Nice. If y'all have the energy for it, I would love to do a bit of comments and kudos. You know, a thing that I like to do at the end of sessions that I run is for folks to go around the table and just highlight a cool thing that another player did. Because we did some cool shit. Let's go call it out.
Yeah.
So whoever would like to go first, please tell me a fun thing or a fun scene or anything that you enjoyed about your fellow player's performance.
All right.
Hey, man. I dig. I think this action scene with our Aubrey. Actually, hang on. Shout out to you, Nathan, for playing every person.
Yeah.
Every anime like archetype person was represented in this playthrough. Hell yeah, Doug. And then also, like, I don't know. I feel like a good, like, hence man being held up like in the middle of the desert. I like playing up some action, man. That was dope.
Yeah. Needed to go work in a little bit of the Cowboy Bebop fight scene.
I mean,
in the
yes.
Yeah, if I had a different character, there may have been battle, but
that's why I was like, oh man, we need to get like weapons into someone's hands. But I also realized, oh man, this is a pilot episode. This is like how we start off on this adventure. Like, all right, now you have an arm. Now you have arms, and like we can like keep at it.
yeah. So I will say, again, I said it before. Well, first, I agree with Tyler. Fantastic job on the characters. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Music was just. I'm making motions like I'm on camera.
Y'all are supposed to be flattering each other, not me. What are you doing?
Oh, you getting some of this too? You think you immune to it? No.
What are you talking about? You designed this game that we're playing.
Yes.
You're gonna get complimented.
You
Thank
designed the
you.
game,
I
chose all the
appreciate it.
music, got us here to play this. You better take some love, damn it.
Oh, I will.
Also-
I will.
Also, I will say, like, it's cool because like we played a version of this a month ago, and we kind of had to, like, call it early, and then it was cool to like kind of get the beats of what we had done before, but then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood of it, and it's like, all right, now like the jumping off point might be similar, but like we're taking this in a new direction. I think the southern, what was her name?
Aubrey's character.
Yeah.
Yes. So for clarification, for those who didn't catch our previous attempt at it, I was having some horrendous OSR issues. It's OSR.
Mhm.
OBS issues, which meant that we weren't able to go and finish the stream. But I wanted to kind of run the stream without really discussing the fact that we had done this previously and it didn't quite work out, but still kind of have some teeny little bits of reflecting of the thing before, and a nice little bonus for those who might have tuned in to the other one. But yeah, there were some of those elements that were lightly remixed back into this version of the story for sure.
It was beautiful. It was fantastic. I say if I have to choose one thing that Tyler did, there's so much. I would have to say I really enjoyed Drunk Locker. Like Drunk Locker coming up to give me a gun. That always ends well. Just your drunk friend like, hey, I got this for you.
Come on, Doug. Come on, take it.
And then
we were just talking about this. You wanted this gun.
And then waking up the next morning and be like, hey, you ready? And no. Ooh, what the hell? That was great. I love that. I just loved you. I loved Locker, period. Like, I tried to be. I love how, like, Theo just tried to be an ass and, like, I hate you, get away from me. But either Locker just went like, hey, no, I'm sticking with you. We're gonna be friends. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna watch out for you, and then proceeded to be in danger 90% of the time so that I had to save you.
I mean, I mean, yeah, but
I'm here.
I mean, I like playing a robot with rules is a very interesting like head game.
Being dramatically
so
aware
much
of the
point-
things you specifically can't do.
Yeah. And I would say that I probably played the first like 20 minutes without remembering that. It's like, oh, that's right.
That's fine.
Whatever you think it is. Whatever you think it is.
Gosh.
But yeah, it was just all around.
Yeah, super fun, man.
I'm genuinely so glad that both of you enjoyed it, both the game and the experience of us playing together in this way. As I say, it's been something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. If y'all who are listening want the experience of us three playing in the same scene and getting up to shenanigans, have you considered listening to the podcast Campaign: Skyjacks? An actual play that has been going on for a good few years, with Tyler being present for all of it, me being present for it for now over a year, which blows my mind. And Beaz being a part of the most recent arc, which has been absolutely delightful. Please do go and give Campaign Skyjacks a bit of a view. If you would like to go and play Wandering Spark yourself, you can go to sixofspades.itch.io and go and obtain it that way. It is only, I think, $5 for a delightful time.
Yes.
It is, yeah. I'm genuinely very proud of how I managed to go and distill the energy of the thing I was inspired by into the mechanics. When you do character creation, it is also asynchronous, right down to one player selecting some of the traits for the other player. Yeah. So
It's been a minute since we did our session 0, but like I forgot. There's like, oh yeah, that's right. These are lopsided stats.
I chose your stats.
Yeah.
I mean your rules, and you chose my hobbies and
Now I really like that because it kind of starts you out with some friction between the two of you. For you to either resolve or exacerbate as the play session continues, which is something that I think is a really well. You know, you don't the characters in Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo, even though they are working together towards a goal, they don't start out liking each other at all. They go
They're
through
fighting
it
most of the time.
yes.
And it was actually really interesting to watch that you had a begrudging teamwork together by the end of this. Whereas in some of the other times that I've played this, there is a lot more emotional, like mutual level of kind of like a appreciation for each other that happens quite quickly. So the fact that this was a bit more reticent was really interesting to go and see that.
I gotta say
thing.
that's mostly Beaz being a good actor, and because my guy was trying to be like a happy-go-lucky puppy dog from the jump.
He's just like, it can't work out this way. I am not gonna. You exist to undo me.
Like, come on, bud, let's do this. And I was like, no, I hate this robot. This robot.
It was genuinely delightful watching that kind of like blossom into a whole thing. Thank you all so very much.
Well, thank you.
I'm gonna bring it back to the standby screen so people can once again go and see your Twitter handles, and they can go at you. And we're gonna go and pass it over to a friend of mine. Who are we passing over to? That is the very important question that I need to go and ask. It's because it's so late. Usually, a lot of the for me, it's currently almost 4 a.m. A lot of the people that I normally pass to.
Another major shout out to Nathan for
What?
staying up into the wee hours of the morning to do this. I can't,
goodness.
one, apologize enough for having a crappy schedule, and two, thank you enough.
You underestimate how badly I wanted to go and run this. A good friend of the show, Sunset, who was a fellow VTuber who played one of my other games, Agents of Hue, is currently streaming Fatal Frame, doing some solid spooky times for the best spooky month. So we're going to go and pass things over to them. Please, all still 270 of you, please, thank you all so much for sticking along for the story. I hope you all really enjoyed yourselves. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. Please do scream, clap, and cheer for Sunset as I pass them over. With that raid underway, I have been your androgynous android game show host from the Futurecaster. This has been my fabulous guest Tyler and Beaz, and this has been the Neoncaster Twitch channel. We'll see you all next time. Farewell.
Peace, y'all.